All right. Welcome, everyone. Pretty sure we're live everywhere. Give me 1 second. Live on the gram. What's up, y'all? Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to everyone out there. All right. All right. Let's get going. Why is X acting funny? Come on, X. There we go. Okay. There we go. All right, guys. Welcome to the show. Okay. We have another community show today, so get ready. All right, guys. Welcome to the show. Okay. Shut that off. All right. Here we go. Then we're off. There we go. And let's have a great show.
That's how the skinny people of the world are skinny. It's called the...
All right. We got a community show with the super community. Nice little collab. We got the FCW community.
Hey, baby.
The creeps, weirdos coming.
I don't care what your friends say.
By art. Their little gallery. 6.
They can't compete.
An audio check.
Pillow talk.
Check.
Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me.
Check.
Let's get together.
Check.
Right now. Hey, baby, let me stay.
All right.
I don't care what your friends are about to say.
Ah.
Hey,
All right. What's up, everybody?
friends all say
Welcome
it's
to the
fine,
Super Community
but
Show.
you can't compete with this pillow talk of mine. This pillow talk of mine.
Show. Is that show start? About 20 minutes. Featuring that.
I'm pleading to you. I'm talking to you.
Don't forget to bring that
I'm
up.
pleading to you. I have no regrets. You have nothing to fear. I will be your first. Your last.
You are listening to the sound.
I am everything that you need.
Nick 11.
Tonight. You're gonna get it tonight. Yeah. Let's talk.
Featured artist.
Hey baby, let me try. I wanna be with joy.
How is this as loud as it is? I mean, whenever I want it loud.
You can't compete.
Check, check.
Pillow talk of mine. This pillow talk of mine.
Bring this down a little here. Okay, let's try that. How- Okay, check, check. Big- There we go. All right, welcome to the Super Community Show. Starting in about 20 minutes. Maybe a little sooner. That's much better.
So much to give you. I'll be your first, your last. I don't care. I don't care what they say.
All right, y'all.
You need me.
Welcome to the Super Community
You
Show.
want me. You can't resist.
Community tonight is, well, community today is FCW. It's Creeps, Weirdos, and Weirdos. Leading the charge will be Creepy Steve. You guys know him as Steve. He's been on the HOP before. You guys have seen Steve. We have some featured artists. We have Scott, Metalhead EST, Derek Acid. We have David. You guys remember David Uka? Uka was a guest on the HOP. We have Vicky. Vicky Licious. We also have Bibi, Clumsy. Nick. Frisky Foxtrot. And we have Danny. Phantom. No, Futon. Excuse me, Futon 2X.
Once you get it, you wanna fuck it for life.
Guys are walking around in the Super Community Gallery right now. Paladin Punk's on the way to the moon. The This great super community gallery made possible by Ox Wolfman, the architect. The home of 25 plus communities who have joined together to bring on this exhibit. Shout out to 888 Inner Circle Community Inside Chile. Shout out to you guys. You guys have seen all the shows to these communities. You can check out the 888 Inner Circle Community Show.
You're so sexy.
Chat Global. You guys had a chance to see Chat Global. Sure. We have not had Global Digital Pride yet. We have not had choice. We have not had art club. But we have had Can. You guys could check out the Can Community Show. Awesome Russian-based community by Viorica and Jackie. 23 Art Collective. You can check out their show. We have not done a show for Silent or Eversley. Hey! The show that started it all. The original super community show. The first one that started it all. Check out MIDI Punks. Pick up a MIDI Punk right now. MIDI Punks. The architect, the designer. And what a great job he does. If you haven't had a chance, check out the Moon Mars Museum. And everything.
I need your body tonight.
How about we start bringing our guests on? I think it's about time to bring these guys in. We have the One Love Art Down. Yeah, we got these guys coming. Let me check the date on that. They'll be here February 12th. They'll be here February 12th. Here they come. Here come our guests. The Vortex community. We had a chance to check these guys out. What a great show the Vortex put on. A lot of these works of art headed to the moon. The Vortex. Women in Tech. We had them last week. It's a great show last week. Guys, check out Women in Tech.
Women in Tech. We had them last week.
The guests are here and they are dancing. Galleria. Galleria was one of our second guests to come on.
Guests are here and they are dancing.
AEW, Art East Women,
Galleria was
led
one
by
of our
Panthea.
Guests are here and they are dancing.
I gotta mute one of you guys. Gotcha. Thank you, Derek. All right, Cactus Boom, another community. Guys have a chance to check out their show. Very good. Invisible Chick, Ms. Revolucy. We have their show wrapped up. Great chance to get to know them as well as Vitruvio. We had a lot of good communities. We got a great community today. Polygon. I think Polygon is coming on. Yeah, February 26th, Polygon will be here.
I need your body tonight. I need your body tonight.
For Curatio? Not yet. Curatio, we don't know. No word yet. Women in NFT. I believe we have them. These guys coming on. I think we got these guys coming on. Women in EFT. Yes, we do. February 5th. Lots of good shows coming up. Moon Mars Museum. These guys will be here in February too. Very successful show. 2D artists. Check them out. Reset led the charge over there. And the person, or I should say the people responsible for bringing it to us, linked by art. The sounds you're listening to is DJ Nickelodeon, linked by art, the community that brought all of these communities together. Shira Sketch. Think we almost got them all. Whew. All right. You guys haven't had a chance to check out On Cyber, Super Community Gallery. I suggest you do. This is their 6th exhibition. Featured artists, featured communities, and just a great all-around job they're doing. chat with these guys during the show, you can find them in chat, especially on X chat. I think we'll be over on IG as well. Okay. Let's get this thing going. Check. Okay, good. Let's get this going. All right, see everybody soon. Let's start the show.
Time alone when I am perfectly willing to give her everything she needs. I don't care about her past. I don't care what she's been through. I just wanna feel one night with good love, baby. That's all I wanna do. So baby, if you got that feeling, well, I wanna give you that.
Wow, you guys got all the chats covered.
Midnight
Nice.
healing. You know what I'm talking about, yeah. Just turn the lights down low. Come right on over here to me. I know you don't want no commitments, baby. I just wanna set your body free. And I don't care what's going on in the night outside my door. I just wanna get your head right, baby. Give you all the love I got for sure. So baby, if you've got that feeling, you know I wanna give you that midnight healing. Oh, I just wanna make love to you all night long. Midnight healing, baby. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
This It's how to get in shape fast.
If you want to
You always get me, YouTube. Always. All right. Welcome. What's up? Good to see everybody. We're very active. YouTube always gets me. They always get me. Yeah, I know. And always get me, YouTube. All right. Let's do an audio check. Make sure everybody's good. Yeah, we sound good. Check, check, check. Okay. All right. Welcome, y'all. Welcome to another super community community show. Today we have hang on. Today we have make sure we get everybody. Okay, good. We got everybody. Very good. Okay. Today we have FCW, Freaks, Creeps, and Weirdos, joining us. Now, they were not necessarily a community that took part in the 06 community, but however, they did decide that they wanted to be a part of all this, and so we're going to do a community show featuring them. So they will probably be a future community, but it's great to have them. I think they are a really strong community. I had the pleasure to actually have a conversation with two of these guys. They have already appeared on HOP. You guys remember Creepy Steve as well as Dave. We're Ukaswaka, both guests on HOP already, so they are very familiar with the format. I don't want to waste any time here. We're on a schedule. I want to bring Steve up. I want to get going. I want to introduce you to this community, and it's just exciting to have to see the communities building and coming in. So let's bring up Steve. Let's make sure we got him. Let's pin for myself. Let's take this down. Hang on, Steve. Hang on. There we go. Lit up there. And we're lit up here. All right, Steve. Welcome back to HOP. A little bit of a different way though this time. Community show.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So we got a lot to cover in 2.5 hours, 3 hours. But I'll tell you one thing that's covered. The chats are covered. Yeah, good job. Good job, everyone. Steve, you had the chance to be on an HOP spotlight, but now a little bit of a different show, a community show. And who knew? As it's an interesting thing to find out a little bit later. But, approached you. I said, I think there's a spot for this. I think we could do something cool. And here you are. So welcome. And why don't you kick it off, Steve, by introducing yourself, talking a little bit about your community, and we'll pick it up from there.
Well, first of all, thanks for having me back. Thanks for having us as a part of this. It's just really cool to be linked with so many cool communities under one roof. So we really appreciate it as a community. But yeah, so I'm Creepy Steve, and I've been here for maybe like 3 years in the Web3 world. And FCW is just like a little baby that grew into a little monster out of this crazy Web3 world. There's a couple people that I just organically kind of linked up with in the beginning of just being here, and we've formed solid friendships. You know, there was people like Dave, you mentioned, Ukaswaka, Vicky, and Frisky's been here since the beginning. Danny's been here since the beginning. These are people that in the early days of FCW, we kind of like clicked. You know, we have that weird kind of style, you know, eccentric stuff that we create, kind of like on the weirder side of things. And we just formed a chat group, like a DM group on X. That's how it really just started. And it never became about shilling. It never became about pumping everyone's bags. We were really learning from each other. Like, we would post our work, we'd get inspired by what we're doing, and we went from like 10 members to now we're at like 35 total members of the FCW. And it was just people that we jived with along the way, man. It was just, you know, Acid. We met Acid along the way. We met Metalhead along the way, met Bibi along the way. And we've all become like a family, a tight unit. There's no backstabbing. There's no getting mad at people because they didn't buy one of their NFTs. Why'd you sell this? What are you doing here? It's organic and it's actual friendships. I've hung out with these people in real life, and who come across the world to come and hang out too. So FCW became an art collective organically. It just became a collection of artists who love to just pump each other up, and we never had any kind of project together. We never did anything as a unit until recently. So like 3 years in, we were like, let's do something together. So out of that was FCW Monsters. That's the first thing we've done together, and it feels good to actually do something as a group. But it's never about that. It's never about selling something as a group. It's more about the community, the camaraderie, the feeding off of each other's creativity, and that's all we look for. Honestly, like people sometimes ask to be a part of the FCW, and it's not like you just jump right in. It's are you coming to our spaces? Are you hanging out with us? Are you interacting with us? Are you like becoming a friend? Are you like chilling with us? You know what I mean? It's not just like, I've got a great project, can I come into the FCW and start promoting it? No, it's not about that. We've had people we had to honestly kick out because they don't communicate with the group. They just want to shill. So it's like, oh, we thought you were something else. You could hit the road. So yeah, man, it's just about actual friendships forming and having each other's back.
I'll tell you this, you guys seem like you have a very strong family. You guys move as a unit. Everybody was, I sent the link for the show. Everybody's, you guys poured right in. Before I could even get to the computer, there was already like 5, 6. I'm like, wow, these guys got their shit together. So now here's an interesting thing, right? And I asked this of every community manager, leader, and every community really. Taking on a community, right? A lot of people come in as artists. And so I think you might have covered some of this already from the introduction, but I'm going to ask again. Most who have wandered their way into this NFT, digital collectible spaces, this whole X world, the art world, came in as artists. But then, some chose to kind of put together a well-knit community and family. A lot of people have seen the need for this. So I'm going to say, was it something that was in the plan? I mean, you kind of said that it came together organically, but as it was coming together, did you see it as a community? I mean, was this something that was because there's a lot of responsibility, especially when you're, making sure that the group is coordinated, everybody's on the same page, hosting spaces. Yeah. You also mentioned meetings that you go live with also in Discord. So there's a lot more work involved other than just being a standalone artist. So maybe you could talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, that I really think that it really started to pick up probably last year, where we started to really think of ourselves as like, all right, let's be more responsible with what we're creating here, because we've got a little bit more attention on us. We've all got projects. We're starting to run spaces. So it became a little bit more organized within the last, I'd say maybe year and a half of being together. But honestly, it was like I said in the beginning, it was just kind of, we wanted to feed off of each other and have a good time. We all came from like kind of the same spaces we would hang out in. And I would say early 2024, maybe, we've all kind of just felt kind of lost because some of those spaces either changed direction or we felt like some people had lost their way. And if we didn't have each other in that point, I really feel like people would have scattered. So it wasn't created out of that, but the fact that we had FCW at that point was so important. And I think because we didn't have some of those spaces that we fell back on, we felt a responsibility to start to create cooler spaces, start to the project that we put together, FCW Monsters, and having weekly shows. And honestly, one of the simplest things we did we all had individual shows, right? And we were all doing our own thing kind of, but we would all show up to each other's shows. So we decided whenever we have our own shows, put FCW Presents in front of it, because people will know we are part of one group. And I think it's kind of worked. People know who's in FCW. We have a logo, we try to pump that logo up a little bit. We got merch, we got merch. We've got, we're just trying to grow as a cool art collective. And our spaces, we have a live video feed. We have a Discord where you could come in and hang out on the Tuesday show and be a part of not just the X program, but you could also be a part of what we're doing live on Discord. And sometimes it's just me and Uka Swaka and Vicky staring at each other's faces. And sometimes we've got like 10 people, a new person pop in. It's cool. It's cool.
It was crazy to me, right? Because here I am talking to you, talking to Uka, and one day I'm sitting on X and I'm like, what's this FCW? What's this thing going on over here on the side? I'm like, it looks like I know a few people in there. And I was getting pretty familiar with Acid at the time, and I got a chance to meet Wick, who came on the Christmas show. And I'm just sitting and I'm like, wait a second. Well, Wick and Uka were both on the Christmas show. And I'm like, and I think, the next day I saw you guys sitting in a space. I forgot how it worked. Or maybe it was after Uka's show. I saw you guys. I said, what is this FC? And I went in and everybody had uniform PFP. I was like, wait a second. Is this a community? So I'm like, sketch. I think I found another community. I'm like, I was like, these guys look like they really, well-knit group. I'm like, they all pushing the logo. I'm like, we should do a community show. And, now, after months of chatting about this, here we are with 7 great artists. So it sounds like to me, right, that there was a need. It didn't happen out of any other. Your community didn't happen out of any other reason besides need. And I tend to find that to be the theme between communities. Because it's not exactly the easiest space to get into. It's not the easiest space to understand. Also, I've noticed just from my experience that if you don't kind of keep that consistency, some people will give up, and you guys have become motivation to each other. And over the course of growing and finding artists, and maybe unifying, and then also motivating and inspiring. So obviously there is a need, right? But the strongest need, I would think, would be, keeping everybody together and learning. Maybe this, as a unit, as a community. How do you guys go about? Well, I mean, you guys got the meetings, you got the Discord, but how do you guys go about, keeping the information together? I mean, are you only on X, the Discord? How does that work with you guys?
It's kind of like a branch of things, because we have our DM group on X, which is like always on fire. It's always on fire. People are sharing stuff they're working on. People are asking for advice. I have Uka Swaka's number. I talk to him on WhatsApp. I have Vicky's number. I talk to her on WhatsApp. I've got Metal's number. Like, we all just reach out different ways. I talk to Chaos on Discord. We'll jump on a call together. It's all different. We never feel disconnected. I'll put it that way. There's always a way for us to reach out to each other. Sometimes some of us are going through stuff personally, and we'll reach out and some outside of Web3, and we're always there for each other still. So it really does feel not just like we're trying to build a Web3 community. We are building like a backbone of people who really care about each other and want to see each other genuinely succeed here, and have each other's backs, because as and as a lot of us know, there's people who are up to some shady shit out here, and we call them out if we need to. It's just the way it works.
Now you mentioned that you guys kind of got together and you're putting together or are putting together, currently putting your first event Well, I guess yeah, you could call it an event, or is it a collection? I don't. Why don't you talk more about it, and I'll let you talk about it. Go ahead, Steve.
Oh, right. No, so we've been like mulling over the idea of just having a project together as a unit, because we have, so as you'll see, we got so many different styles in the FCW, so many different
Yeah.
walks of life from different places that create really cool shit in their own way, man.
Yeah.
And we wanted to showcase that under like one theme. So we created FCW Monsters, where we all just picked our favorite cinema monster and we did it in our own way, and it's really as simple as that. It's cool to see all the different styles that everybody brings to the table, and we dropped it on Solana. We dropped it on base. Sorry, yes, it's on base. Vicky's like base. What do you say? It's on base. But we use Solana as the launch pad. Magic Eden as the launch pad. And it's really cool to see. We have some incentives in there I'm a strong believer in physical giving back to collectors in a physical format. So we've got a lot of incentives in there. Danny created a really cool Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's a painting, and the NFT is like a nicely high resolution picture of that painting. But when that one sells out, he's going to do a raffle. Somebody's going to win the actual painting. I've got a piece that's inspired by Terrifier, and I'll do the same thing. Raffle. Somebody's going to win a sketch card from me. Vicky's giving away a T-shirt. Like we're Acid's doing something. Dave's doing something. We're all giving something back, and it's just cool to be able to have that physical collectibles for the people who collect. And it's not like we're just taking that the funds from that and doing nothing with it. We want to use that to do giveaways or stuff like that within our spaces. So it'll be cool to give back when people start to recognize the collection and what we're doing with it. It's a community wallet that we have that we're just using to give back to people who want to hang out with us. So it's a fun project.
Interesting, because just listening, it's funny because you say a lot of things that I've noticed, right? And just getting to, setting up the show, learning about everyone, following everyone, checking out all the artist profiles. And in a strange way, you guys, no, that's not the right way to say it. You guys have a connection, but all different styles. And what I like about it, it's just, and just going through and scrolling through everybody's gram and their pages and just looking at everyone's artwork. And I'm like, wait a second, I've seen this art before. And then getting to know Acid and Wick, and it's before, and just, seeing each and every single artwork. It's like, yeah, I could see why they all hang out together, but like each and every single one of you guys are very different in your own way. And something that I really find interesting about this community is you guys focus on physicals a lot, and I think you guys have a very good grasp on physical art, the raffling, the physical art, communicating that physical art into, or I should say communicating the NFT digital collectible art into, you guys transition very well from the digital world to the physical world. Because everybody both knows that the physical world, right? Galleries, sales, collectors, but then there's this digital world where same kind of thing happens digitally, right? But you guys are so on top of, like you said before, merch. And each one of you guys, it's just, is that something that you all learned from each other? I mean, maybe you guys, maybe you could, because maybe you could talk about the physicals a little bit. Was it something that when guys were joining, they were like, oh, you create physicals? Was it like this, or was this something that developed as the 3 years of you guys learning and chatting? And I'm just so curious because each one of you guys are so on top of your physicals. And I love to see that. I love it, whether it's giveaways or stickers or pins. Or, a physical, like you said, I've thought many times, maybe I'll do an edition and sell out the edition. But like when it sells out, I'll raffle off the one physical to the everybody who collected part of the edition. So I notice a lot of my thoughts in your actions, and I was just kind of like, is that something that was led? Did it naturally happen? Go ahead, Steve.
I think it's a natural progression for all of us because we're all physical artists. We're not just digital artists. I've been doing the physical thing since I first got into NFTs, like the giveaways in my collection where you win physical sketch cards from me. I developed trading cards in wax packs. Like I've always been, I create these sculpted mad balls. I love doing all that stuff. Vicky comes from a world on Instagram where she was always selling like pins and cards and t-shirts. Like Dave's a painter. Dave does everything, by the way. You know Dave. He does a million things. Acid's a physical painter. Danny's always been painting. He gives people paintings. He'll come to NFT NYC, be like, yo, here's a painting. Like he's just, it's ingrained in all of us. So it's only natural to be able to do some kind of like giveaway with our collections, because it's cool at the end of the day to be a part of someone's NFT project and be able to hold something in your hands that is like tangible, you know, that says, man, this is really cool. I'm a fan of this person's work, and to hang it on the wall or display it on a shelf. It's awesome. It's an awesome feeling to be able to do that for people, not just exist in a digital format.
A lot of times with the community shows, you know, I always, it's interesting. It's like the AI community hangs out in a community.
Yeah.
And then, you know, and you guys are full blown physicals. Most times it's communities are a combination of physical and digital. There's photographers, painters, and then of course always the digital artists or the digital creators. But you guys very heavy in physicals. I noticed that, right? I said, how does each one of these guys have their own physicals going? So, you know, interesting because it's understandable how you guys all kind of attracted each other. Law of attraction, right? You know, a manifestation with the mind. And, you know, you sit and you think, and man, it'd be nice to go at this, not by myself, but with a group of people who are all on the same wavelength, all on the same page. As far as the community goes, I don't know, because it sounds like you guys have been established and getting to know each other and for a very long time. But do you guys have plans, any thoughts about the future, any event? And it's also, which a lot of people don't do as well. They don't meet in real life. A lot of people, you know, it's, well, doxing.
Yeah.
And, you know, the meeting in real life between all you guys. And not only that, but do you guys have a plan for the future? You know, have you any thoughts about what the community might bring in the future? Or you guys still kind of, you know, letting it happen naturally or evolve naturally?
I mean, we always just have some ideas. What can we do next kind of thing? You know, NFT NYC is coming up. We're trying to put together something where we could all get together, possibly somewhere in Brooklyn, have a little gathering for FCW. And that'll be fun, man. We always seem to get together. If not all of us, some of us get together for NFT NYC, and it never fails. We always have a fucking good time. So that's definitely going to be something in the works. So we will have some kind of FCW gathering. Maybe we're going to do something attached to Monsters. If you're a holder, come on down, hang out. So we'll see. But that's something we're talking about in the future. And you know, who knows? We're all working on things, and we're all constantly building. Like it never ends. It never ends. So we're all doing something. If it's not all of us as one of us individually, we're always there to support.
Do you, the support within the community is a nice thing. There's no doubt, right? Because I don't think this is something that anybody wants to go at alone. Do you?
So important.
Yeah, it really, because, I mean, the knowledge, right? And just the ability to share the knowledge. You guys don't seem selfish. You seem very thoughtful, as well as sharing with each other. And the knowledge is probably one of the big, helping another artist transition. Yeah. There are a lot of physical artists out there who probably have stepped into this world and said, yeah, I don't, mints, wallets, I'll go back to the gram and sell my physicals. If a new
Right.
art, if a physical artist that like-minded like you guys comes across your community, is it difficult to join? I mean, how does somebody get involved? Who do they reach out to? Is there a place? If somebody wants to be a part of you guys, are there requirements? How does that happen?
Honestly, we're all an open book. If anybody reaches out to any of us, Vicky's connected with people and been like, hey, this person's awesome. Can we bring them in? And I'll get to know them. I'll see what they're about. If they jive with what we're about and they come in and they're great, that's a great addition. But we're all an open book. Anybody has questions. We're not gatekeeping anything. Like it's not us. So if anybody has some honest questions about like wanting to get into this world, not enough people ask me to get into this world. So if anybody wants to get into this world and they're from the outside world, I'm happy to be like, all right, have a seat. We're going to talk for like 2 hours. I'm going to break your brain, but it's going to be okay. And if they're interested, if they want to be a part of it, man, that's a good feeling. I feel like we've done a good thing if we could bring more people from the outside in.
It's interesting, right? Because you never gave up on the physicals, right? And I think you are
Right.
a perfect community to express this, right? Because where a lot of people poured into NFTs after like they heard about the Beeple sale, and maybe they were under the impression that they were going to make a sale for 100,000 or 200,000, and life was going to be good.
Yeah.
I don't think it necessarily worked out that way. And then you saw a lot of physical people quit and go back to the physical world, where I believe you guys might have looked at NFTs and the NFT world in a little bit of a different light, which is an extension of your art or an extension of everything that you guys have been doing already. I guess what I'm trying to say is, you didn't give up on the physicals, but you kind of got involved in the digital end of it as well. Did you guys all see it more as a tool to help assist your art growth? I don't know. I just a thought off the top of my head, because none of you guys gave up on the physicals, even entering into this world, right? Where most people enter and they might shift to digital or this is where I'm staying, or this is, but you guys seem to now be existent in both worlds. So I was just, maybe touch on that a little bit, and then maybe we'll start introducing the artists.
Yeah, I don't think either one is exclusive to the other. I think it's there, like you said, it's a tool. It's about bridging that gap between the physical and the digital and finding a cool way to do it. Like incentives or, having a separate physical collection. But if you're paying too much attention to one side as opposed to the other, I feel like you're missing out on a whole different market of people who enjoy digital work over physical work or vice versa. And you introduce people to the other side if they're used to one thing. If they're not into NFTs and they only collect physical artwork, they get curious because they see that you're in these other worlds, right? So I think it can only help to be in both sides of everything, and it's all about bridging that gap.
Steve, we're getting a little close here. What do you think that you're going to come on towards the end of the show, maybe we could show the Monsters collection as well, and we could talk a little bit more, and then you can close us out. But before we do that,
Sure.
What do you think about bringing up your 7 artists?
Let's do it, because we're about to blow your minds. We've got some awesome people who are gonna show you some cool stuff.
Cool, very cool. Steve, I'm going to switch back right now. I'm going to get ready to bring up our first artist, and then I'll see you in about probably, what do you got, six guys? That's an hour and a half, 7. I see you about an hour, 45 minutes, yeah?
Cool.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Steve. All All right, guys. So you had a chance to meet Steve, but you had a chance to meet Steve on HOP about 2 months ago. So if you want to learn more about Steve, you could check out his Spotlight show. We'll probably start dropping the links once this show is over. Maybe put Steve and Uka's show in the thread as well. So you guys can check them out as spotlights. But before we get started, before we get back to there, let's bring up our first artist. Our first artist is Scott, which his tag name is Metalhead Esquire. I wonder if that has anything to do with the Bill and Ted's Adventure. I'm just curious about that. But give me a second while I bring up. Let's bring up Scott right now. All right, Scott, we got you here. We got you there. Excellent. Okay, let's bring Scott on. Okay, Scott. What's up, Scott? Say hello to everybody.
Hello to everybody. How's it going?
All right.
Thanks for having me.
Scott, welcome to HOP, man, and welcome to an HOP community show. I love these shows because I get to learn a lot about a lot of artists in a very short time. So why don't we kick this off? Why don't you introduce yourself? Maybe give everybody a little bit of a brief history about you as a person, art, and your art. And why don't you take it from there, man? Go ahead, Scott.
Cool. Yeah, thanks. Hey, I'm Scott. My artist name is Metalhead. The Metalhead ESQ. It's because plain old Metalhead wasn't available on X anymore. Probably hasn't been for a decade. But the ESQ actually is because I'm a lawyer by day and most nights. And so I try to, squeeze in the art where I can. I represent a lot of creatives, which is why I ended up going to law school to be a lawyer for, art and media and entertainment. And so all this stuff kind of blends together both, professionally and in my passions for art and music and writing and things like that. So it's all of a piece. So the Esquire, but I do like the Bill and Ted reference. That was very, very cool. What are some of my favorite movies? So well played there. So I grew up drawing and painting and doing all the physical stuff. I had sketch pads everywhere and I was always drawing. Just haven't done it in a long time. And once I started getting into the digital art space, which really was through work, I had gone to Art Basel for in Miami for business development for literally for work, and met some folks from Maker's Place, which sad to see them go, but Maker's Place really was the reason I got into NFT art to begin with. They were the ones that made me understand really this is art. It's not just, we're not talking about just PFPs and Bored Apes and stuff like that. And that got me into collecting, and the collecting got me into thinking, you know what, I used to be an artist. Why don't I become an artist again? And started getting into creating things myself. And I do some drawing on, Procreate, and it's mostly digital drawing. But my style is generally photo manipulation. So I'll take photos, something that catches my eye. It could be anything from the way the moon looks behind some tree branches, or a statue, a building, and this is true, a bathroom tile where I see some design in the marble that looks like a skull, and I'll make that into a skull. So that's the kind of thing that if it catches my eye, I'll take a picture of it and see what I can do with it. And I'll use Procreate, Glitch, Glitch Studio, Destroy Pics, all these different Glitch photo manipulation apps, and I turn whatever that photo is into something usually completely different. Sometimes you can't tell what it was to begin with, and sometimes you can. And that's and pretty much everything I do has extreme colors, loud, bright, often contrasting colors. It's psychedelic, it's weird, it's dark, but it's colorful. And that's kind of my calling card. And also a lot of skulls. There's a lot of skulls involved.
I have questions. I can't have too many questions on these community shows, but I have questions for you. I think my biggest question is what created the move to is it entertainment law? Do I have
Yeah.
it right? Okay. What created the move to entertainment law? And I think you mentioned this already. You said you were an artist before, and then moved into the law. But then back to the art. Was it what happened? Like, was it something that happened with your art? Like, how'd you make the shift, or what made you make the shift there?
Yeah, so it wasn't a career shift so much as it was just a a lapse in my practice. So when I said I was an artist, is really growing up, as a kid, as a teenager, and even through kind of before I ended up going to law school, it was really a hobby of mine, something I really like to do for fun. I was never a professional artist. I actually went straight through college into law school and right into working. But the reason that I went to law school is because I wanted to be in the arts world. I wanted to be a music lawyer. I wanted to do like music transactional stuff, right? This was right at the time of Napster and all the Napster lawsuits and things like that. I do some music work, but it really took a shift towards more visual and publishing, and I do mostly litigation as opposed to deal work. So I'm a courtroom lawyer.
Okay. So interesting how being a part of the art brought you, or representing artists brought you back into the art. I want to take a minute. I want to take a couple minutes. I want to move over to the computer. I want to show off your featured work of art. I want to talk about that a little bit. So give me a second while I move over here and start reorganizing things. But while I take this second, question, what's it like working with artists and representing them?
They are passionate and strongly opinionated and brilliant, and that it's just the thing that I see, the common thread really is kind of this deep empathy for and connection to their works. And when you're talking about somebody whose work has been used without permission, that's a rough thing to go through, and it's I get a lot of satisfaction out of pursuing people who are misusing copyrighted works, and also defending people who are being creative in a way that that is not necessarily unlawful, but are being they're being accused of that stuff. So artists by and large do things their own way, and oftentimes if they're not represented by a lawyer, they don't necessarily have contracts in place, or don't necessarily I don't have the top of mind like legal risks and intellectual property, things like that. So I find it really fulfilling to be able to educate people on it and help them make sure that they keep their creations safe, and monetize them and be successful as much as they can. So it's pretty fun.
I could talk to you for hours, man. Oh man, forget it. I used to photography, right? And my photography ended up everywhere. They were even using it. I don't know if it was Japan or China. People sending me pictures of I'm like, what? I didn't give them permission to use that in their catalog. And then the frustration really begins, right? For an artist. And so I appreciate the cease and desists. I have your work of art up next to you right now, Xenomorph. Maybe we could talk a little bit about this. What inspired it? How'd you create it? And why don't you talk about it? Take it from here, man.
Sure. So when Steve first announced the idea around this monsters project, the Xenomorph was like the first thing that came to mind. I love the alien movies, and these things are so freaking scary and disgusting and creepy. And I started trying to draw it, and then I was like, you know what? Let me just do what I know I can do and I'm good at. And so this guy actually started life as a Halloween prop. It's this plastic skeleton that I actually use it in a lot of my skulls that look very similar are based on kind of the same little skull model. So I took a photo of it, positioned it in a way, a couple of different ways. I played around with it a little bit, and then I put it in Procreate and started to mess with it. And I was able to get the head that way because you can stretch. There are ways you can stretch the pixels, and I played around with that until I was satisfied with it. The hands are, those are the skeleton's hands, but they're obviously heavily manipulated and they're almost collaged on top of it. So they're a different layer. They're kind of pasted on top of the body, and then the teeth and the little second mouth and the tail are mostly hand drawn. The tail was I don't remember. I think it was a leg. I'm gonna say it was a leg. It was like the skeleton's leg that was kind of like, I positioned it up like this so it looked like the tail wrapping around, and then I just manipulated it and cut and drew and shaded on top of it until it looked like the tail. Threw in some stars in the background, a bunch of blood and acid vomit, and there you go. And acid. I played with the colors until I was satisfied. It's not the exact colors of the xenomorph. Sometimes they're green, sometimes they're black, but I didn't necessarily want it to be exactly like it was in the movies. And I mess with the color curves, and once I see something that I'm happy with, then I leave it at that, and then just color on top of it. And then the neck and that kind of stuff is all I drew on top. So it's an example of more hand drawing than I usually do. But as with most things, it starts off with a photo that I completely destroyed.
Question: out of all the aliens, which do you have a favorite?
I liked the swimming ones. They were like really scary because you're not going to outswim that thing. Like even if you're like Michael Phelps, like that thing's going to catch up and it's going to mutilate you. So I like that as like a variant. I think they were in the second movie, but the Queen, I mean, you can't beat the Queen. Like with the step that weird fan things in the back. It's massive. I mean, man, that's just terrifying.
I thought the second one was very well done, but I loved the fourth one with the space pirates, and I think they had a couple swimming scenes in that. Yeah,
yep.
Those those two, those two really stand out. But that second one with Cameron, man, he did just such a great job in that one. Exploded that series. Before we lose track of time, Steve, quick, how can everybody reach out to you? What's the best way to find you? I have your X up here, but I don't know if there's you want to bring up anything else. I also see you have a website as well. Go ahead, why don't you take it?
Yeah. So oh wait,
were you talking to Scott or are you talking to me? I'm sorry.
Well, hang on. We got a little feedback. No. I have no. I want you to let everybody know where they could see more of your art. How to reach out to you, how to contact you.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, all right, I see my X page up there now. Yeah, so I do a lot of my stuff on X. I think I have a link tree there. I also have a website that's just metalheadart.com. That's got links to OpenSea, Exchange, Object. I don't know if it has my actually I don't know if it has OpenSea. It's Maker's Place, Object, and Exchange. Yeah, there it is. So that's kind of where you can find most of my stuff. But X is really where I do a lot of my posting, and for me, X is art. Like I don't do business on X. I don't do politics. I don't do any of that stuff. It's literally just my art platform. So the website and my X account are probably the best way to find me.
Okay. All right, guys. So I'm going to click on the contact page. There's a contact form here. You guys see his website here, Metalhead Art. You can check out his portfolio. You can see more of his art on marketplaces. He's got Object Exchange up here. And then this is his X as well. You guys could see his X. And yeah, okay, right. So you should be able to contact him very easily. I'm gonna set the cameras back here real quick. Steve, give me 1 second while I move everything back into place. Double yes. Let me close this. Okay. Let me open you up. Let me double guest. Okay, Steve. Before we say goodbye, maybe you can leave us with a couple nice words of inspiration for other artists out there, possibly, who knows, maybe other artists, maybe other lawyers that might be artists as well. I don't know, but maybe you could leave us off with some words of inspiration for everybody. And yeah, why don't you go ahead, man, pick it up from here.
Yeah, I think if you feel passionate about something, you find the time to do it, even if it's not the thing you do full time. I've got a kind of a full time demanding job. I've got 2 young kids. My wife works and travels a lot. I don't have all the time in the world, and I still come on the train. I'll make a piece. If it's midnight, I still feel like I need to do something before I go to bed. So if you really love something, like, you should find time to do it, and don't tell yourself, oh, I don't have time for that, or I'm not good at that, or I'm not an artist. Like, you are. And one of the most inspiring things is another artist at an event asked me if I was an artist, and I said, well, I was there as a lawyer doing business development. I said, well, I'm a lawyer, but I do this, this kind of stuff. And he was like, stop, you're an artist. And that really stuck with me. So, like, if you feel it, and you feel the motivation and the inspiration to do it.
Scott, I want to say thank you very much for making this easy, coming on the show. I want to congratulate you on the community show and the feature, and then also the Monsters Project. I appreciate you taking your time and sharing your knowledge, introducing yourself. And yeah, man, thank you very much. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anytime, man. All right, guys. So that was Scott. You had a chance to meet Scott. You can check him out at Metalhead, METALHEAD Esquire, ESQ. You can check him out there. Okay, let me reset something real quick before we bring our next artist up. Our next artist has a spotlight show with us in the future. I don't remember exactly the date, but I am excited to bring him up and talk to him. Let me make sure everything's set and everything's good. All right, we're good. Our next artist, Acid. Derek, say hello to everybody.
Hey, man.
All
How are
right.
things? You know what? Real quick, just I got to say it, Mark.
Yeah.
You're in the Dexter kill room. Okay, man, get out of there now. We have this saying in the FCW is never go to the second location. Okay, now back to art.
You didn't even see the shiny floors or the rest of the studio, but I know exactly what you speak of. So I guess if you ever come to the studio and there's plastic on the ground,
If you find yourself with saran wrap on you, run.
Oh man, don't let me get started. Some people. All right, Derek, why don't you take a quick minute, introduce yourself, give us a brief history, talk about your art, and yeah, man, go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna distill it as fast as I can because I'm pretty damn old, so it's long. A lifelong artist. Finished high school, didn't want to do anything other than see punk rock shows. So and failed everything except for art. So I went to college, studied graphic design, became a graphic designer, moved to Toronto, saw punk bands, made graphic design, blah, blah, blah. Years went by, art direction, graphic design, yada, yada, yada. No personal art. Stumbled upon a communication arts illustration annual and went, wait a minute, I can make pictures and get paid. People will hire me. So I started around about that time, like I'm sort of the OG Photoshop generation, late 90s. Got my hands on Photoshop, went, this is my medium, but I'm not a photographer. I want to make pictures with it. So I just started and I entered contests and I won and I won and I won. And I got lots of attention. I built a career as an illustrator, worked a lot for overseas. Vicky knows Future Publishing in the UK pretty much took me on almost full time. I did covers. They asked me to start writing about how to do art for their Photoshop magazines and stuff. That turned into book sales. I was really, 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 really busy, always in front of the damn computer. And I hit a burnout wall, man. It was lonely days, no social media, no nothing, and tired of sitting in front of the box. And I just kind of quit illustrating, and I took a full-time gig as a college professor. That's what I do now. And I teach illustration, drawing, some typography and design process classes. And that has sort of made me not rely on art as a source of income for the first time ever. And this is going back about 15 years. And I went, you know what? I want to be a painter, man. I want to do art for me. And I'm sick of the computer. So I went back to school and I did a degree, part-time over 10 years at the Ontario College of Art and Design University here, and just focused on painting and becoming an artist. And did like a lot of it. There was a real focus on gallery culture, which is not, as you can see, I'm not that guy. Like unless you're painting great big colorful landscapes and floral paintings for rich people's houses or boardrooms and law firms, it's not that interesting. So I just started making the art that I wanted, and there was a historic pub here in Toronto that goes right back to the Group of Seven, if you Google that. Famous Canadian artist. Anyway, a good buddy of mine here in the space, his name is Scooja. He and I worked together for many years. We actually found out later we lived on the same street. We're neighbors to this day, me and Scooja. And he came to one of my openings. I had a show there every year, and I would just paint whatever I wanted. It's so much fun. And he came to one of my openings, said, you got to come and meet my community and yada, 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 yada. I'm like, nah, computers, F computers, no more computers. And then, you know, he came over and he set me up with the wallet, showed me how crypto worked, introduced me to a few people. Next thing you know, I'm in the FCW and I found my tribe. Took me 55 years. And these people, if I met them in real life, we would all be excellent friends. It just got lucky, man. And that's how I'm here. And I've learned so much from them about how to do things. And I'm like Scott, I'm on X all the time, but it's all art. And that's just where I am. And I'm you know, all my free time, that's what I do. Whether it's painting or digital, or for me, it's mostly when in the NFTs that I make, it's a combination of the two, right? So that's, there's the Reader's Digest version, man.
Okay. Derek, how about why don't we bring up the work of art so we could talk about it? I got
Cool.
so many questions for all you guys.
Yeah.
But you know, I was in Thailand, and let me switch these things around while we talk. I was in Thailand. I followed an artist in Thailand, and I had gone into her studio during the day, and it's a different studio, right? Wasn't it's just checking out her painting and looking at everything. And as I'm looking at her paintings, I'm saying to myself, yeah, these are cool, right? And then interesting, I went back later that night, and later that night, she had all the black lights turned on in her little studio. And then that's when I saw it. That's when I saw like one of the most amazing artworks I've seen, artworks, a lot of them. The regular paintings turned into skeletons, and it was mind blowing, right? And I have not seen that style. I tell my spaces all the time, I've not seen that style. And then I've come across your artwork with the black lights and everything lit up, and I'm like, holy shit, this guy's doing the same thing. And so, okay, so this is exciting because like I haven't seen anybody really do this, incorporate the fluorescence, right? And so coming across your artwork, I'm like, oh, this is cool. So Tales from Acid is up next to us, number one. And why don't you talk a little bit about this work of art, the inspiration behind it, and how you created it?
Yeah, cool. Thank you. That piece, Vicky has it, by the way, is one of one, and it's sort of indicative of everything I do. Like if you look at the stuff behind me and that NFT, you see a lot of similarities. You do art long enough, like I do, whether you like it or not, you start to unpack yourself, man. And ultimately, if you're honest, you make art about yourself. And I was born and grew up as a young child in the early and mid 1970s. And this is the visual vocabulary of all the things that made me who I am. Horror comics, Black Velvet, black light posters, rock and roll, Satanism, Aleister Crowley, Led Zeppelin, you name it, man. Black fucking Sabbath. Like, you know, you always think when you're a kid and you look at grown-ups, you're like, one day I'm going to be the man who wears khakis and golfs. But you know what? I'm not. I'm still that kid. And I want to make work that I love. So what I do is I unpack all these things that formed me artistically that I loved and I still love, and I reinterpret them, seems like endlessly right now. And that's the vibe. So this particular piece, I don't really plan any of the pieces. What I do is I kind of sit down and I start to vibe out. And what you'll see here is this is kind of indicative of my NFT art. So say what you will about AI, it can create its own thing, but that's not my interest in it. I'm a technology adopter when it comes to art. I have found ways to take my tactile paintings and drawings, and I use Midjourney, and I've found a limit. You can fire up to 20 of your own images in there if you secretly upload them to places that you can link to, and you can mash them together and make little word salads and start to make Midjourney get better at being you. And then you can take those and you can remash them up, yada, yada, yada. Then as an OG Photoshop guy, I take all the little bits and pieces into Photoshop, and some of it's digital paint, some of it's scanned stuff. I'm a big time alpha channel guy, so I like to take anything and examine the black and white potential. And from that, you can create a selection and fill it with color and do so many things. So that's without getting deep into sort of the day-to-day of it. That's really what you see in almost all of my NFT stuff. And I had no intention of doing it, but I'm like, I vibe with the time I spend, and the sort of the inspiration comes from the process. So this is where I'm at in the journey right now.
That's awesome work. You must, any chance you're a fan of Mars Invasion?
Of course, dude. And you have are you kidding? The Mars Attacks guys? Yeah, totally. I almost got a Mars Attacks tattoo, but I rethought it because Pete Davidson has one. And I was like, no, I'm not doing it. You got a Grindhouse poster behind you on the wall. Wait till you see the Dawn of Acid collection. It's going to have a Grindhouse theme to it. It's 100 101s, and every single person here on the screen is doing a 101 in it. We can't machine it. Psyched.
I gotta watch with you guys, Derek. I can't ask too many questions. I'm gonna be the reason we all fall off.
Yeah. We got 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Wave the flag.
Okay. So, Derek, let me ask you a question. What's the best way for someone to see more of your art, follow more of you, check out more of your works, contact you, commission you? You know, how do they? Yeah, why don't you give us the lowdown on that?
I mean, you know, I'm all over the place, and I'm shitty at updating or paying attention to anything. So you can go to dereklee.com. You can see there, that's a painting site that I created a while ago that I've neglected for years. You can go to Amazon, you can type in Derek Lee, and you will see a whole bunch of books that I wrote. But for where I'm at now, it's X. X is the place. So you can just go to my profile. I'm at Acidstronaut. It's like acid astronaut, but one word, Acidstronaut. And the link tree will take you to where the things are. And I found too that's like I don't want to hit people over the head with selling shit, so I'll just drop little 101s here and there, and then I do a little clue on the timeline. Like today, I'm like, oh, there's a 101 on object. So if you can't be arsed to go to a profile and click on it, then maybe you're just too lazy to get my art. I don't know.
That's not it. What was the name of your website again?
Oh, DerekLea.com. DerekLea.com.
Derek. Lea, you said?
LEA, yeah, there's
That's
a
where-
baseball
that's where
player.
I'm making
There's
my
also
mistake.
a really handsome British actor whose name is spelled exactly the same.
Okay.
I did a speaking engagement once in Brazil, and they accidentally had that guy on some of the materials. When I got there, I was like, they're going to be so disappointed.
All right, guys. I have a.
My daughter just walked in.
It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. All right, guys. I have a.
This is Isabella,
Hello, Isabella. Welcome.
my
to the
youngest
hour-
daughter.
Welcome to the Hour of Power.
She's in art school. She just came home and was like, Dad, what the fuck's going on?
We're trying to make your father famous. Okay. So we have his website up here, guys. Derek Lea.
That's all 100% paintings and drawings
Okay.
stuff there. Yeah.
We got his
Uh,
X up. We have your X up. We also have your link tree up. I brought that up as well. So I just wanted them to see all this. Okay. Derek, before we say goodbye, I'm going to switch the screens back. Maybe you can give, it's just so interesting that so many people think that they can't be artists at jobs and things of this nature. And you seem to pull it off wonderfully. Your studio is great. Maybe you could leave us with some inspirational words for other artists. Maybe, who knows, other teachers out there that, people out there that may, oh, well, I can't be an artist. Or, I don't know, maybe just some inspirational words from for some other people paying attention out there, man.
Well, I feel a little repetitive because I think Scott nailed it. In the whole, like, for me, it's like when all your needs in life, when you have food on the table and heat, and you're providing for your family and you have some free time, what are you going to occupy your time with? For me, it's making art. And that's always the go-to. So, you only have so many hours on this planet. Get busy living or get busy dying. Make your art before you never know when that bus is going to hit you. I literally got hit by a bus recently. So.
Well, you seem to have recovered pretty good. And
I'm bionic now. Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, you still, the paintings keep pouring out, and so that's exciting because every time I see one of your creations coming down the timeline, I'm like, I know who that is.
I love that. That's great. Thank you for saying that. I never know, how people perceive it because as the artist, you're always there.
No.
Yeah. So, okay. In all seriousness, if I was going to give an artist advice, for me, what works is to commit to a thing. And when I commit to a thing, I got to do it. So it's sort of like, I was like, I want to do some kind of candy machine mint. I want to do something bigger. The way for me to start committing was to reach out to all my friends and ask for 101s and create a deadline. Now I got to do it. The way that I paint like this is to book a show every year. Now I got to do it. So for me, I commit to something and then I work towards it. That's it.
Derek, I want to say congratulations on the show. I'll do that after we close out. But you have a spotlight show coming up. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I'm stoked about that. But I want
February 3rd. I
Thank
just
you.
checked.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm very excited. I can't wait.
So soon too. Is that Monday? I think that's Monday. That's Monday. Yeah, right.
Yeah, it is. So we can go in deep, fresh off of this discussion.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that show. I know this February we got you and Wick, both from FCW, so that's going to be interesting. But yeah, I want to say congratulations on the show, on the artwork, and I want to thank you for your knowledge and spending time coming on the show, and I appreciate it very much. And thanks for making a very successful show. I appreciate you. Thank you, bro.
Thank you, man. Totally fun. Loved it.
All right, Derek. Let me get ready for our next artist up here, guys. All right, guys. So you just had a chance to meet Derek, and you'll get to learn about him more this coming Monday on Spotlight Show. If you want to check him out, he's at Acid ACID Astronaut. Astronaut. STRONAUT. And then, of course, you could check him out more at Derek Lee, DEREKLEA.com. Yeah, okay, good. And we'll get to know him more in less than a week from now. Our next artist up, Uka. You guys know Uka. You've met Uka, but Uka, hang on, Dave. Let's find you. Where are you? Here you are. Dave had a show with us a little bit further back. Also, not only did he have a show with us, but he also was a part of the Christmas show. And so you guys should know Uka well, but let's bring Uka up. All right, Uka, say hello to everybody again.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, everybody. This is a great time, Mark. I want to thank you for having all of us in here. I mean, this is just great. I mean, you're just killing it, and you're a legend in the space, and like getting us all together for this for this SCW show. It's an honor, man. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, Uka. Uka, you're not allowed to make me blush or anything. So, but I appreciate you, man. I appreciate all you guys. I knew this show was going to be high energy. I just know the cast of characters, so it's like I was looking forward to this show. Dave, maybe you could introduce us to you again. Give us a brief rundown, history about you, and yeah, why don't you take it from there, man?
Yeah, I'm Uka. My name's Dave. Uka Swaka. Came from a old gamer tag, and there's some backstory behind it. It has a lot to do with maybe a little bit of psychedelics, maybe, but if you know me, you know the story. And we're just hanging out, and I mean, I've been an artist my whole life, and I had kids when I was pretty young. I had 3 kids, and my oldest is 20, going to be 27 this year, so. And I had life got in the way, and I had to put the art aside. And then finally, whenever, my passion, I always drew, always sketching, always doing art all the time. And then I started thinking, how can I get eyes on my artwork? And I seen, well, maybe Web3. I mean, maybe I'll reactivate the Twitter account that's been dormant for like 13 years or whatever, and started getting back on there. And I've been having the greatest time in the last couple of years. I met some amazing people. Obviously, we're killing it in the FCW, and just all the feedback I get from everybody, it just keeps me going, and it keeps me inspired every day. And I just want to say thanks to these people on this panel, because I see a lot of my artwork in the background, and I know everybody on this panel has artwork from me except Metalhead. We're gonna have to fix that. I'm gonna reach out to some DMs. Maybe we'll do a little art share. So I see Chrissy's got some, Danny's got some. I know Steve's got some, Vicky's got some. Look at that, Ass got some. So I can't even believe Bibi's got. I see my artwork in the back with the Bibi's. It's just the greatest time, man. And we're having so much fun here, and I appreciate being here and the friends I met along the way. So.
Uka, Spaces, which like-minded people. Tell me Spaces didn't bring everyone together. I know you're a big Spaces guy. Not always a talker, but I see you in a lot of them. And
yeah, I always listen to them when I can. If I'm working, I'm usually listening to Spaces. I can't always come up and talk. I've been trying to do my own spaces, like an art share space every Friday morning, but I started them, and then last week, I had to work. I got called into work, so I want to try to stick to like a Friday schedule. So, and just let people come up and show their artwork, and I talk about it, and I'm always trying to tap into your spaces because you're so entertaining. So if now you can blush a little bit. See, there you go. She's turning red.
So if you ever ask me anything about while we talk, let me shimmy over to the computer. Let's bring up your work of art. But while we talk, I don't think people realize how much of an artist I bleed art. And not only do I bleed art, but I love artists, and I love other artists' art. And I can't get enough of it, you know? And so to wander into spaces and the NFT world where all of these artists are like just hanging out and chilling and creating art and talking about art, I'm like, this is like a dream come true, you know? And sitting on the outside and saying to myself, okay, was it, no, right? Was it the mushroom or was it Shorty, Uka? Which are we bringing up, Shorty?
I mean, Shorty is my FCW collective one that I did. Yeah, you can throw up Shorty. You can go mint it. I think there's like 10 editions left. You know, somebody hit that mint button, buy it. It's cheap on base. And whenever it's done, you're gonna win one of these cool alien mug cups. You know, so I'm gonna do a raffle for that. And I mean, pretty much, just if you want to see my gallery, it's ukaswaka.art. Go to the gallery. It has a lot of my works on it, and I update it regularly. And you know, I'm just here for, you know, back in the community and trying to get my art into the universe. That's pretty much the only objective that I have, and I want to infect the world with my art. So I already have, you know, I got artwork over in the UK. I got artwork in Macedonia. I got artwork in Canada. So I'm already on like 3 continents. Well, maybe that's only 2, but whatever. I don't know.
Oka, Dave, do me a favor. Why don't you talk a little bit about how you created the work of art, and you know, obviously inspired by the Monsters collection, but a little meaning behind it.
Yeah. We were all trying to pick a movie monster for the Monsters collection, and I know when Steve came up with the idea, I was on my phone and I seen an advertisement for Killer Clowns in Outer Space, a video game that was coming out or is out. And I was like, oh my God. And it just brought back memories of me watching that movie when I was young. You know, it's a cheesy ass, you know, like puppeteer, you know, and he's not a really well-known character, but I seen they came out with a video game. So I was like, shit, well, there's my monster right there. And I'm pretty sure there's like 3 clowns or 4 clowns in the collective, so it kind of worked out. But yeah, Shorty's like a creepy little puppeteer thing, and I just found some pictures online and made a sketch and just you know, threw my little own spin on it. And
now, was this digital? The way it was.
Yeah. That was all done on my tablet. I use Krita all the time. And I think last night in the Discord, I was going over some of my. We were kind of shooting the shit, and we went and we were stalking Vicky in one of her spaces last night, and I was going through. We were just still hanging out in the Discord, and I was going through all you know, like a couple years worth of digital artwork that I have. I have so much stuff on my computer, it's ridiculous. I could release like 10 freaking collections if I wanted to. But yeah, that's all done digitally. So
now you're normally physical. I always, you know, we from your show, we spoke a lot of physical, not too much digital, but we focused on, you know, more of you painting and whatnot. Differences, anything you feel between the digital and the physical? I mean, a different approach, or you still just, you know, zone out and get down?
Yeah, I just pretty much zone out and get down. I mean, you know, all my NFT stuff is always digital. I mean, I have been taking some quality, you know, I need to take better quality pictures of some of my paintings, and the physical, it was always digital. I mean, it was always physical, mostly drawing on pen with an ink pen and a paper. And you can see that in my gallery or whatever, but it was, you know, whenever I got to the NFT side, it was a lot more digital because it was easier to layer. And then I really got addicted to like Hashlip's art engine, and I did like a couple mock-up collections, you know, layered this, layered that. And I really thought that was a really cool idea to, you know, draw a little different layer over top of a different layer and then run it through the engine and see what the hell it spits out. And I got addicted to that for a little bit, and I think, you know, that's where my Scald and the Mead collection came from. But I mean, the physical painting, I've actually only been really painting for a little over a year now, and it was inspired by Steve because he's always like, you guys got to be physical, you know, you got to do physical stuff. And I mean, I've done paintings before, but I never, not this level. So I started off doing little Posca marker 8x10s or whatever. And then I was like, you know what? I got to go bigger. So I'm doing like 4 foot by 4 foot, 4 foot by 3 foot, 2 foot by 3 foot, you know. Then I got a couple commissions that are smaller because obviously I can't ship out a 4 foot by 4 foot painting for somebody for $100, you know. But I mean, the physical has just actually, the paintings have just been within the last year. I mean, I like all media, and I think last night I was talking about I was getting a little uninspired, you know, for about like 2 weeks, and that's not normally me. I like sit down and try to draw a blank, so I just kind of walk away. But you know, these spaces help me keep inspired, you know, with all the people, you know, all the stuff that I see and all the support that I get, and I'm always trying to support other people, and it's just been a great ride.
Hey, Dave, do me a favor. How can everybody? How could they? Why don't you let everybody know how they could find more? Now, I wanted to ask you guys, and I have been asking you guys, but I haven't been bringing it up. Is this a minted piece? You mentioned that this was a minted piece.
Yeah, the shorty is part of our monsters collection on Magic Eden.
Okay. All right.
And that was I think it's what, 10 artists or 12 artists. I apologize because my brain's not. I know what it is, but
okay.
And but it was just something that Steve came up with, like pick a movie monster, and you know we just kind of went from there, and he made additions, and I figure with my addition, you know, I think there's like 12 of them. I think there's 10 left. 2 of them been minted, or maybe 3 of them been minted. And then at the end, whenever they're all minted out, I'll do a raffle. And I know Danny's got that sick ass 101 painting that he did that he took a picture of. And Bibi's got her style in there. We got Chaos. Vicky did her little Patrick Bateman. Ash's got his in there. I mean, it's just an amazing collection. And I think
we're gonna
just check out that collection. You know what I mean? So
we're gonna show off that collection a little at the end. But before we show off that collection, we got to get to a couple more of you guys. What's the best way for them to find you, see more of your art? What would you suggest? How would people reach out to you? Go ahead, Uka.
Yeah, if you want to get a hold of me, you can DM me on X, or you can DM me on Instagram. I mean, you can check out my website. It's got my gallery. You know, I need to work on that. I'm not much of a web designer. I think that's about it. Yeah, just DM. You know, I actually got a couple commissions. I think last time whenever we did the show, and right before Christmas, I think I actually had a couple commissions come in. So I appreciate that, Mark, and thanks for that. I got some people that reached out to me for, you know, through DMs, and I've been working on a couple commissions for that. So
believe it or not, there's some very I got to give shout outs at the end of the show, and so I've heard, the people have mentioned, like, oh, I got Uka doing a commission. And I'm like, oh, good. But yeah, funny, man. People keep eyes on the show. They keep eyes on you guys, and I think that's a great thing. Hang on, Uka. I got Uka's X up right here. As you guys could see, you can reach him on X. Let's make sure everybody could see that. I also have your link tree up as well. You could check out more of his art as well from his link tree. And then this is his Instagram. And this is his gram over here. So you guys could check him out on the gram. So plenty of ways to contact him. Plenty of ways to reach out to him. Uka, give me 1 second while I re-switch everything back to normal. And then I'm going to ask you to say a couple closing words and a little inspiration. Let me make sure everything's set back to normal. Yeah, okay, perfect. There we go. Let me bring this camera back up. All right. Uka Swaka. Maybe, Uka, you could leave us with some inspirational words for other artists out there, or anybody paying attention, the NFT world, the physical world. You know, you've had really put a lot of focus on this in the last few years, and just later in life, right? And so, you know, I don't think there's any time better for anyone to decide that, you know, I love art and I'm going to be a part of it. But maybe you could say a couple brief words for inspiration for all the other artists out there watching.
I mean, you know, just stay in your lane, keep doing what you're doing, and somebody eventually is going to vibe with it. And, you know, reach out to people, or, you know, try to find like-minded artists, and just just keep doing what you're doing. If you love creating, if you love putting shit out in the universe, the universe is going to reward you eventually. It might not be today. It might not be tomorrow. It might be 5-6 years from now. But, just if it's something that you love to do, just keep doing it. And then, find your people. You know what I mean? I think that's the best advice I can give at this moment.
Yeah, you guys have certainly inspired not only all of yourselves, but each other's as well. And so it's just a lot of good energy from you guys in this community. And all you guys got great energy. Uka, if it wasn't for you, and I gotta give a lot of shout outs at the end of this show, but I don't think I would have jumped into the FCW space. But I saw you hanging out in there, and I'm like, what's this space all about? And so I'm sitting in there, and I'm like, Uka, is this a community? Like, what's going on here? And so I kind of, tailed you into one of your community shows, I guess, on the Tuesday after our show. And I think that's when we might have started conversating. I'm like, wait a second. We do these community shows, so I'm happy to see you back. But besides all that, what I did want to say is not only congratulations on the show, the feature, also the great Spotlight show that everybody can check out. But I did want to personally say thank you very much for coming on the Christmas show. It was a last-minute thing that I had put together. I didn't know if it was going to work out. I had a different idea. And I wanted to thank you very much because you were one of the people who were on the Christmas show, and you guys created such a great show on that Christmas night. And it was, was trying to thank everybody on Christmas, and I didn't. And I said, did I forget anybody? And then I'm saying, shit. And so you were one of the people that I forgot to wrote. I think I wrote you a little bit afterwards, but I wanted to say thank you for that personally. I really appreciate you showing up for that show and being part of that whole group. And it's a pleasure to know you. And I want to thank you for coming on the show, making it a successful show. Sharing your knowledge, your information, introducing yourself, as well as your art. I appreciate you, Uka, and your energy. And it's a pleasure having you on again, Dave.
I appreciate everything you do, Mark. And like I said, I always try to tap into the show. So, I'll be available to talk whenever I come up. I always try to bring a little bit of energy, a little bit of excitement to anywhere I go, because, if you're doing a half-ass, you're coming in and chilling, you're like, here's my art, or come on, bring a little bit of excitement to something. If you're excited about doing something, show the world that you're excited about doing something. And I'm glad you're having us on here, and the next couple of people, and Scott and Steve and Acid and Danny and Bibi, and Vicky and Frisky. Just keep tabs on these people, because we're doing some really amazing shit, and I can't wait to see some of you guys in NFT NYC, and hopefully we can work out a little, I'm trying to plan a little get together for the FCW. I want to bring some of my beers up there. I want to have a little get together. I want to throw a party for, some of the people, and make it exciting for other people that can't be there either. So, but thanks, Mark, and I appreciate it. I can't wait to see the other people talking on this panel. This is a great show. Thanks, man.
You're welcome, Uka. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate you and your energy every time you pop up in the space. So thank you, bro. Okay. All right, guys. That is Dave Ukaswaka. You could check him out at Ukaswaka, OOKASWAKA, as well as all of the links that you saw, the Instagram and the X. All right, our next artist, Vicky Licious. Vicky, all right, hang on. Do not call her Victoria. I get yelled at. Hang on, Vicky. Let me bring you up. There we go. And then drop Uka back. We got Vicky. Okay, give me 1 second to bring you on. And okay, Vicky, say hello to everybody.
Hey, how are you all?
All right. Welcome to HOP, Vicky. Let me make sure. Did I switch the camera back? Yeah, you could see me, right? Yeah, okay, you could see me. All right. Let me get back over here. Vicky, welcome to HOP. Why don't you take a few minutes, introduce yourself, yeah, share your art, a little brief history about you as an artist, and yeah, why don't you take it from there, Vicky? Go ahead.
I'm a little bit like Acid. I'm quite old. And I've been doing stuff a long time. So sorry, Acid. It's facts. We're the oldest in the crew. But yeah, so I'm actually like Acid, a commercial artist as well. So I'm a freelance graphic designer. So I've always wanted, I knew from a really young age that what I wanted to do in my life was be a creative and earn a living from that. And the natural thing to get into was graphic design. That felt like, you know, a route I wanted to go into. I'm like big into typography, love all that sort of stuff. And went to art college, got my first job in a studio, and I worked in studios for quite a few years. And now I currently freelance. So I have my own clients, my own business, all that kind of thing. So I'm creative all day long, but in a more commercial sort of, more to do with branding and kind of campaigns and things like that. So but yeah, I've always been creating art, but what I found was when I became a graphic designer, I sort of lost touch with that more just creating for the hell of it and just for something that you love and for the passion, because like it was always to a brief and it was within constraints. And I set up Vicilicious. It was, unfortunately, I lost my mum really, really suddenly to cancer. And when I was going through all her things, I found like a box full of all the art I had ever created, like from like the Christmas card competition I won in infant school, you know, like literally every piece. When I went into her stable where she had a horse, she'd still had a painting I'd done of her horse on the wall. And I just realized that I had completely lost a connection with that side of myself. So the first thing that I set about doing was like literally brushing off my pens and pencils and, you know, dusting them down. And I created a tattoo in her name, in her honor, so I could sort of express myself and carry her with me every day, you know. So that's where my style of art comes from, really. And it was that kind of got me. So I created a little shop based on that, because all my friends started asking me to create them little tattoos, and oh, that's really cool, you could sell that as a print. And I started making them into cards and then t-shirts and then pins, and that's sort of where Vicilicious was born, really. And I created like a little tattoo lifestyle brand, which was really cool, and started doing loads of tattoo conventions and selling my stuff there. And even did an alternative wedding fair where I was doing like kissing skulls and like Sailor Jerry wedding invites and stuff like that. So that was kind of, that's where I came from. So that's why I'm heavily into physical stuff, because that's my sort of path into NFTs, really. So yeah, and it was my co-founder, because I'm unlike these guys where I don't so much do one-of-one art, and I've got a generative art collection, and so all of it is hand drawn. But my co-founder Fraser, we were working together in a studio in Cardiff, and like he was like, oh damn, like I really think you'd be well into the NFT community. So he kind of got me in. I got super excited, was like, oh my god. And I've not looked back. From there, I have never been so creative in my life. I'm like drawing every spare second I've got, you know, mainly because of these guys, you know, they're a massive inspiration. But yeah, that was my journey into NFTs, really. It was really through Fraser's excitement for the tech. So he's a tech guy. He does his own smart contracts and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so together we kind of formed a bit of a team and created the Cute and Creepy Gang, which is, you know, where what all my art comes under in the NFT space. So yeah.
Like a lot of these guys, you seem to have been working on physicals and creating a little home over on IG. The move into NFTs and digital, was it that difficult, or did you pick it right up? Like, because you seem to have already had the business experience or the growing the brand from IG, and then you know, it's just a lot of people kind of wandered into NFTs and said, oh, you know what, I feel like you know, I'm going to get involved in this, and then that kind of inspired them to create art. Not this group. You guys seem to have been creating art way before NFTs, but when you moved into the digital NFT world, any differences? I mean, or was it just a nice smooth transfer? But outside of learning the knowledge and how everything worked, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, so it's interesting because I have quite a strong. Oh, sorry, my little dog has joined us. I had quite a strong, like a strong following on Instagram and Facebook already. And Fraser was like, but like NFTs and Web3 kind of live on Twitter, and I wasn't on Twitter. So, well, I was. I had an account that I used to just retweet crap on, and like follow a bit of news, but that was it really. So the biggest, I think the biggest learning curve for me was coming into Twitter, and actually that very first instant when you come in and you realize you have to engage in spaces. Now, I think a lot of artists find this, it doesn't come naturally to blow your own trumpet, to go, come and mint my work, it's amazing, my art's the best. I think we all kind of are quite happily creating in the dark, aren't we? I feel like it's not natural for us to shout about it. And I remember the absolute nightmare that I would have. I'd be red in the face, I'd be sweating. Fraser would be on message going, you forgot to mention this about the project, see this, and it was like really stressful. But then, like the other guys have said, you start finding a few communities that you vibe with, and then suddenly it becomes a way of life, and you can't imagine not sitting in spaces every day and chatting with your buddies and sharing your art. And actually, I think that was the biggest thing. I think there's a disconnect with other social media platforms with you and the artist, the audience and the artist. I think you might see a t-shirt you might like to buy or a piece of art that you'll like. Whereas on Twitter, people want to get to know you. They want to deep dive. They want part of you as much as they want part of the art, which is quite unique. And I find that really exciting. So I think that is the coolest part about this whole Web3 community, really. And aside from, if anyone's not done it, if you were just used to drawing flat art and graphics, to then say, I'm going to generate a collection. And I had to literally reverse engineer all my art and go, right, well, how the hell is this going to work? Fraser's like, well, there's a clever bit of code that's going to pull it all together, and each piece will be essentially one of one, And I was like, oh my God, this is so exciting. Like that for me, sort of having to learn that little element and go, right, how does my doll separate into little pieces? How do I make that marry together? That was a huge process. That was 16 months of work. It was insane. It was, it was really cool. And it's a unique experience that whenever anyone goes, oh, I've minted a Lunar Witch, even though I've created that piece of art and I've drawn every element and it's all been considered, it's the first time I ever see that combination together. And it's like a brand new piece of art to me even. And there's nothing else like it. I love it. It's so exciting.
Vicky, how about let's introduce everybody to your art right now. Let's show them your work of art here.
Dog, she's been busy on here as well. She likes to get involved. She's been asleep in the front room for like the last hour and a half, and then she hears me talking. She's like, oh, I'm going to join in.
That's okay. My guy is she's back and forth over here. She's ready to go out and walk around, and I'm like, I need another cup. I need another hour. It's good. Hang on. And animals don't understand. You need another hour. They just hang on. Let me bring up your work. Okay. We have Lunar Witch up next to you, and why don't you speak a little? Hang on. Let me make sure I change all these screens around back to normal. There we go. Yeah, no, there we go. Okay. So, Vic, I have your work of art next to you. It was Lunar Witch? Yeah, Lunar Witch. Why don't you speak a little bit about this work of art, how you created it, the inspiration behind it. Why don't you take it from here, Vic?
Yeah, so Lunar Witch, she's really precious to me. So, she was born out of really love for my gran. So when I was a kid, I used to go to my gran's house. She always had these little Russian dolls that I used to play with, and I was fascinated by the way you'd open one up and another one would appear and another one and another one, and it's just was such a fascinating thing for me as a child. But then my gran was also, so she was the only other artist in our family. She used to do these beautiful paintings. But not only was she like really creative and exciting, she used to dress really quirky. She was quite like she was out there and she wasn't scared to be out there, which I think for her generation is kind of quite unique. But she used to hold like seances in her house, right? So like my poor sister used to have to stay in the spare bedroom, and that was like where she used to hold these seances. So that's where the whole cute and creepy gang was born from. I really loved this idea of this beauty in the strange and kind of the dark and the light and that balance. And that's really what Luna Witch, you can hear Sandra, it's really what Luna Witch was about for me. And that sort of, that inclusivity of like, you can be weird and wonderful and you're welcome in our gang. So she's really a witch inspired by finding your way in the dark, and kind of a lot of the little creatures. Each witch has a different design in her belly. So there's loads of different traits. Something like 174, I think I drew, and each one has a story. So like the moth, is her guiding light. She guides her out of the darkness towards the light all the time. And then she's got a black cat, which knows all the wisdom of the night and helps her move amongst the shadows. There's all these lovely little stories I created around them. And I've also created a trading card game around it as well, which I'll be dropping this year. So it's all about positivity and love with Luna Witch, really. I'm super passionate about it. And there she is on my arm. I have her tattooed. Oh, and another one. So I'm completely obsessed. She's my life.
I feel a lot of I don't know what you call it. It's the Day of the Dead. The masks. And I get a lot of that from this, but I didn't, I have it around here somewhere. I have a set of nesting dolls. And it didn't occur to me as I was looking at them, but now that you mentioned it, I said, there it is. It's a, and you pull them all out, and the nesting dolls.
They're quite important in Russian folklore. They represent the revealing of truth, and also they're a celebration of the female role model, and the matryoshka, this sort of. So I love all that about it, because it was my gran who inspired me. So
Vicky, what I'm gonna do real quick is I'm gonna bring up the collection, because I know you sent me a link, so I'm gonna show everybody, guys. This is Magic Eden, and this
yes,
go ahead.
400 and something minted so far. It's a large collection. It's 6,000 the collection, so you can still mint, and there's loads of stuff. Like I do bonus airdrops every month, so you get a piece of art as a bonus if you mint too. And there's really cool, all the holders are getting these pins sent to them. So if you hold Luna Witches, you get one of these wicked pins. So there's loads of stuff. We're always giving back to our community as much as we can, and IP rights and all the usual stuff you get with a project. Sorry, can you hear sounds literally?
Yeah. She wants to be part of the show. It's no big deal. It's cool. We kids, dogs, everybody, as artists. I have the website up. I did bring your website up of the project as well, of the piece of art. Now, Vicky, real quick for everybody, what's the best way that people can find you? How can they reach out to you? Maybe you want to give everybody a rundown with that?
Yeah, so oh my goodness, shut up. I'm always on Instagram. I'm always on Twitter. We've got a Discord as well. So yeah, I'm pretty much active on most social media platforms, but I'm always on Twitter and Instagram. They're kind of like a good shout, to get hold of me in the DMs.
Okay. Right now, I'm bringing up, let's see, I wanted to bring up your Instagram. Hang on. Okay, so guys, you heard she's pretty heavy on Instagram. This is a good way to reach out to her and follow her. If you can see, I will scroll real quick. A very large portfolio of art on here, so you could check out more of her art on the gram. Also, as well as her cute and creepy collection, which you can find the website right here. You could also find the collection on Magic Eden right here. And then, of course, this is her X. And then it has her Discord on here, which you guys can join. Okay. All right, Vicky, let's move everything back into place here. And I'm going to ask you the same that I asked everyone. It takes a lot of it takes a lot of, I don't know if I want to go with testicular fortitude or willpower or just, it takes a lot to create 400 works of art. Not only that, but to stay committed to that. And to create a collection, artwork by artwork. It's something that I often thought I wanted to do with my question marks. But I got kind of more focused on the shows instead. But to create 400 plus works of art, there's a lot of inspiration there. And not only that, but just everything that you got so much. You guys got a lot of energy. I don't know where you guys are getting this energy from, but maybe you could leave us with some inspirational words for anybody out there who's thinking about creating one of these projects. I don't know, just, yeah, go ahead. Why don't you go ahead?
I think it's like you're not going to mint out overnight. I think those days have gone. Like, I think it is quite daunting when you've got a large collection, generative collection. It's easier if you're thinking I've got like 5 pieces I need to sell compared to like a collection of like 6,000, and I think for me it's more about the journey. And if you're enjoying the journey and you're enjoying hanging out in spaces, like, there's no hurry. Like, I'm not going anywhere, so I'm not in a hurry. I'm doing this from passion. So I think, like the other guy said, just find the right community for you. You don't have to go into space. If you go into a space and they're not nice to you or they're not your vibe, that's okay. You don't have to hang out there. I think for me, that was the game changer. When I started hanging out, there was a couple of communities I started hanging out in, and I met Steve and Dave and like Acid and Danny and Bibi, and you kind of go, okay, this is my tribe, and I'm happy and I'm excited to be here every day. And I think that way, you can achieve anything, because it's a big mountain to climb if you try and do it on your own. It's too big, I think it's daunting. And I think, if you've got people who will support and uplift you, and, you can run ideas past, and, will come and hang out in your spaces, because it's hard building an audience in a space. You go in, sometimes it's like you and one other person, and you're like, oh my God, what is this? It's scary. But if you're consistent and you keep going, it'll come. That's how I feel.
Okay. Thank you, Vicky. Vicky, I want to say thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for making things easy. It's just such an inspiration to see somebody handcraft rather than, just the way you've created the collection, I think says a lot about you and your art. Your Instagram says a lot about you as well. And I want to inspire people to check out, especially your gram has such a collection of art and shows your dedication. I want to say congratulations on the show. Welcome to HOP. Congratulations on the community show. And thank you for coming on, sharing your knowledge, your brief history with us. And it's been a pleasure getting to know you. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me. It's been a blast. And sorry about the whiny dog. She's been quiet for hours. She literally there she is again. Look, she gets involved in every show I go on, don't we?
She wants to be part of the show too, so it's all right. My guys walking around, my girl, my cats, they've all been going back and forth like, yo, what's up? Come on. It's like, what are we doing here?
This is normally our playtime and like a bit of a chew time. So she's like, oh, get with the program, I'm behind the schedule. So yeah, thanks so much.
Vicky, we're gonna jump to the next artist now, but just want to say thank you again. Congratulations on all this success. And I certainly smell a spotlight coming up. So looking forward to getting to see more of your art, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Okay, guys. We're a little behind, but no big deal. I want to make sure everybody gets the fair amount of time. Give me 1 second, and I'm going to go through everything. Let me bring up our next artist so I don't have to slow down here. All right. Okay, so you just heard from Vicky. You can find her at Vicalicious 10 on X, at VICKILICIOUS 10 on X, as well as her Instagram. You can check out her sites. Plenty of ways to reach out to her, see more of her art. Okay, our next artist up. Bibi, clumsy artist, 10. Let's bring her up. Hang on, we got her everywhere. We do. Bibi, say hello to everybody.
Hello. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. And yeah, I want to say thanks to Steve because I was, a bit more busy IRL this last period, but he invited me to, to be part of this. So yeah, thanks so much. Yeah.
All right, Bibi. Real quick, why don't you take a couple minutes, introduce yourself, maybe give us a brief introduction to your art and who you are, and take it from there, Bibi. Go ahead.
Thanks. I'm Bibi. I mean, my real life is Biljana, my longer name. But I do art since I was a child, but I never studied that because, my parents, they were thinking, you're going to be starving artist. But we see that, mostly it's happening. So they were right about that. But, I feel lucky that I'm living this last 5, maybe this may be the 6th year that I'm living full time from art. I do all kinds of art. I'm like, from pencil on paper, I do acrylics. I love acrylics, and big canvases. I do digital, and I'm also a tattoo artist. So I own my tattoo shop now. I mean, we are there. So it's interesting, to do all these kind of, different styles, different mediums, I can say. But it's nice, it's fun, and I can say again, and I'm lucky and very happy to be, full-time artist that every day is, just about creating, and I get into NFTs like 3 years ago. I was juggling there and there, and I think it was like 1.5 years, something like that. I meet Vicky, Steve, Lucas, Vaka, Danny in the spaces, and one day she invites me. She was like, "Do you want to be part of this group?" I was like, "What is that?" Okay, no problem. But after some time, you get in that. We have this group chat. We are every day chatting about like everything, and especially art is, our main subject. We inspire each other. I was like, oh my God, what is this? Like, I never been part of such a group like this. I finally find my place. So I'm part of this group for, I think, more than a year now already. And I love these people. These are my family, and I meet some of them IRL, like Steve, like Lucas Vaka, Danny, and Scott was there also. So there are also so many people I meet, but it's amazing, really amazing.
I was gonna say, Bibi, that you said something that I say very often, that I feel like I found a home. The internet's a big place, but on X with spaces and I've met some of the best people I've met in life, the most inspiring people, and it's nice. I feel like we have our little clique. And it's nice to see another clique with this type of energy where everybody inspires each other, and I think each community show, just to learn about the community and to learn about you guys, is such an inspiring time. Why don't you let's see let's go take a look. Let's move over to the computer. Let's take a look at your artwork. Let's bring that up for everybody, and while I do that, the art sounds like it was very a lot of art before the NFTs, but it was interesting hearing you describe the move to NFT, and not only NFT, but interesting listening to all you guys talk about your introduction to spaces, and how it connected you guys to all you guys. And so I thought I'm the only one sitting around talking about that. But to listen to you guys talk about it, I'm like, they're saying the same thing that the same way I feel. All right, hang on, Vic. I'm bringing this up. Let's see. No. There we go. Let's close that. Oh, I called you Vic. I'm sorry, Bibi. Bibi, where are you? No. Why am I not finding your work of art? Hang on, Bibi. Let me. You dropped it right here in the DMs, right? I have you here on the.
Yeah,
DMs.
yes.
Okay. Hang on. Here we go. Is this you? Yeah, this is it.
If there is tattoos, it's me.
Okay. Yes. Vampire, correct?
Yeah, vampire. Yes.
Okay. Let me bring this over. I'm not sure why. Maybe we didn't label it. No, that's the logo. No. Hang on. Let me just. There we go. Okay. There's no. Okay. Bibi, I have your work of art next to you, Vampire. Maybe you want to talk a little bit about how you created this work of art, the inspiration behind it. Yeah, why don't you take it from here, Bibi?
Of course. Yeah, vampira. I mean, I didn't know what I was going to create for this, FCW collection, and I was, everyone was creating a male character, so I was like, I want to do a female. I mean, I'm mostly doing female, but because I see everyone is doing male, so I was looking for some, horror, some of these characters that I can do. And yeah, I choose Vampira because I mean it's one of the real legends, in the horror legends, of course. And this one is created digital. I use Procreate, and I mean it's one of the styles. I mean, it's my style that I do in when I do digital art. And yeah, I mean, without tattoos, my art in NFTs, nobody gonna recognize. So yeah, I have to always do any tattoo on whatever I'm doing. So it's kind of recognizable already, after all these years. I mean, I didn't start with tattoos, but it's just evolved in that way. So now, if I show something to Vicky, she's gonna say it's good, but I don't know. Without tattoos, it's not you. It's not you. Or Acid, he's gonna say, I'm wondering what tattoos you're gonna use on this. So it's just yeah. It's have to be there. Have to be. So yeah.
You meant Vampire, right? You mentioned you have a lot of different styles, digital, physical, and then if I saw correctly, tattoo as well, correct? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was looking at your tattoo work, and lines are phenomenal. Your line work. So it's interesting how your line work also translates into your artwork as well as the tattoos on the arms and everything. So I think we all have a style. And it comes out of us, and it's interesting because with you guys, especially getting to know you guys over the last week, each one of you guys have a very distinct style. But I think that's one of the greatest compliments that an artist can ever hear is like, if I saw your work coming down the time, I know it's you, and so I think that is a branding, right? Branding essentially is one of the hardest things to do when it comes for an artist. Bibi, maybe you can give us a little, what's the best way to see some more of your art? To also, what's the best way to contact you if there's any commissions or anything like that? Yeah, why don't you give us the rundown on how to reach out to you?
Yeah, I'm mostly active on Twitter. Yeah, I use also Instagram, of course. So Instagram is mostly for the tattoo shop, but I connect with so many people from NFT. I have Facebook, and also I have the website where I have all the links and all the social media. So it's bbartspace.com. It's easy, I think. It's all together. So I think it's so much easier to just find the links.
Okay. Guys, I have up right now Bibi's page, Clumsy Artist 10. You can find her on X here. This is her link tree right here. Does she have? Yeah, great. She has a Gram link. This is her Gram link as well, but mostly active on X. You could also find her artwork here on her link tree on Mallow, and different places where she has posted as well. Object, OpenSea. Okay. And then is there anything else? Oh, she's LinkedIn, Pinterest. Oh, very active all over the place. Nice, nice. Okay. If you want to check out more of her art also, I would suggest peeking at her Gram. It's definitely a combination of all different types of art as well as her ink work as well. So yeah, a lot of art going on here in 15 minutes. Okay, Bibi, I'm going to move everything back to regular here. Let's bring everything back. Let's bring this back. Full guest. Okay. Let's bring double screen. Okay. Very good. Yeah, we're all set. Everything's good. Yes. Bibi, maybe interesting. You had me laughing about the starving artist comment and the parents thing, because if you ever met my parents, you're never going to make a living at art. So I am working hard to prove that theory wrong. Okay. You had me cracking up a little, but for maybe all of the parents out there who don't believe that you can make a living at art, maybe you could say some inspirational words and share some inspirational thoughts for everybody out there who might think that, right? Because I don't think that. I just think you got to find your niche and your way. But yeah, go ahead. Why don't you go ahead, Bibi?
I agree with you. I have, some friends who already asked me about this, that, have children who want to study art. And I told them, if your kids have to be artists, doesn't matter how, they're going to be artists. They're going to live from that one day. But maybe you're going to just make their way more difficult, because if I was in the arts, academy, I'm going to have more contacts, sooner. And you're going to have exhibitions more sooner. There are so many things that you can get if you have the support. So I can say, just support your children, support their passion. If they have to be artists, they're going to be. Doesn't matter if they study that or not. But yeah, you cannot stop their way. It's their own path. I think because mine are now sorry. So they like what I'm doing, they're proud now, but they are sorry for that, for, making my way more difficult. But yeah, still.
Well, yeah, it's just, I think that was a mindset of the past. I don't think they ever envisioned, it's a very closed, especially in the gallery world, it's a very closed knit business, who's who type of thing. And I think when the internet came along, who would have ever thought that we all be able to get out and go on the internet and, share our art and, seeing artists explode from virals and just internet presence. And now the whole NFT world and selling art has opened up a brand new window for a lot of us. And so there's just so much more of the ability to not have to knock on doors now, and actually just be able to show your art and bring it to the world, and all these great things happen. And I don't think parents had any of that thought in mind. But Bibi,
I hope.
but I think things have changed, especially technologically, right?
Yes.
Okay, Bibi, I wanted to say thank you very much for coming on the show, making things easy, sharing your art with us. and also sharing a little bit about you and dropping some inspiration on us. I appreciate you very much. Congratulations on the show. And I'm looking forward to getting to know all you guys a lot more too as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. It was nice experience.
All right, Bibi. We are gonna jump ahead now to Nick, but thank you very much, Bibi. I'll see you soon. See you at the end of the show. Okay. All right, guys. That was Bibi. And you have a chance to check out more of her art. You can contact her at clumsyartist10, CLUMSYARTIST10. All right. Next up, well, we got two more artists, so hang in there, guys. We're running a little late, but not a big deal. This happens when we have so many great artists. We always chunk up a little minute here and a minute there. All right, next we got Nick. Let me bring up Nick. Had a chance to speak with Nick in a... where is Nick? Oh, Frisky, right. Okay. Sometimes the names... All right. Let me make sure I got them up everywhere. Yeah, we're good. We're good here. We're good here. All right. Let me bring them up. All right. Nick, welcome to the show. Say hello to everybody.
What it do, baby boo? Thanks for having us.
It's actually my pleasure, man. You guys are high energy, lots of great artists. So this is an experience for me as well. Nick, why don't you introduce yourself and maybe give everybody a little brief introduction to you, your art, and take it from here, man. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, my name is Nick. I go by Frisky Foxtrot. It was an old gamer tag, so it's just kind of a random name that I've grown to love. Originally, it was going to be Frisky Fox, but that was taken, and it just had a little bit stronger branding kind of vibe to it. I've always loved art. I've been a musician since I was 11, playing guitar and synthesizer and drum machines and all that jazz. And then for high school, we had a public arts high school that I had an opportunity to apply to. And my mom pushed me into that and helped me really get into there. And that was a blessing because I don't think I would have made it through high school without the arts high school. It was, and I say public just to know, like, I don't come from money if it wasn't a private, arts high school, but that's where my real love of art really blossomed and flourished, because I got to try all types of different mediums, from darkroom photography to, stop motion that I was playing with beforehand. Some drawing and painting was never really that great at, but around that same time, before that too, I was into graffiti, just doing the little slappy stickers and small scale marker stuff. So that's where the visual arts side of things came from, and then transitioned more into music in order to get into the public arts high school. And yeah, I really loved it. It made me who I am today, and forever grateful for the people that I met there and the opportunities that I had playing in punk bands and illegal shows and stuff. It was a really great experience. But then just after high school, I became a father at a young age and put all creative thoughts on hold for at least a few years. I didn't even touch a guitar or a synthesizer or anything. I had to sell off all my synthesizers and drum machines just to, make ends meet and be a dad. So I was in that dad mode for a long time. And then it was like 2022. That's I think when I found Midjourney and AI, and also had been hearing about the NFT space for a long time, and thought I always thought of it as monkey JPEGs and whatever, but then I started hearing more and more about it in the art side of things. So I figured it was just this perfect confluence of AI. Finally, I can get more of my visual thoughts out and blend my creative process into there. Without having to be a master at, painting and drawing and all that. So that's kind of how I discovered the scene. And it was right around when I wanted to quit, just due to lack of sales and the anti-AI sentiment that was going around. It's like, I am an artist. Like, I don't post my artwork because it's not as good as my AI stuff, but I am a musician. I love art. I'm here for the art. But there's a lot of AI hate going around. And at that time is when Steve hit me up. Is like, you should join our little collective here. and that reinvigorated me and put me back into the map, and really helped push me forward. And the last thing I'll say about myself as well, I'm congenital heart disease. I've had 3 heart surgeries for it. So that third heart surgery was in December of 2022. We're in 2025, yeah. But that really lit the fire under me to be like, because I was kind of trying to sell artwork online through the NFT space, but not really. And then it's like, it's not about the sales, it's about the art and the process, and the vibe is there, the passion and drive. So why not just go full bore into it? And yeah, that was kind of those reinvigorating factors that kind of kept me in the space.
The AI took a lot of heat. I remember when AI first jumped on and everybody was really giving it a hard time. I guess in the beginning I might have been a little intimidated by it, especially at the quality, especially from a photographer perspective. But then I started to look at it a little bit of a different perspective, more as a tool. Yeah, the AI artist took a lot of heat at the time. And I may have missed this about you, but are you AI full now, or do you still work on, or have you returned back to physical? Do you have any plans about that?
I haven't been doing much physical. I do have plans to do that. I want to get back into linoleum cut printing. That was one of my favorite mediums to do. That was something really satisfying about that. But not too much physical. I got a sketchbook and I poke around on it once in a while, but it's just been too busy with some commission work that I got recently. But that is a long-term goal of mine for sure, to get some physical art onto the blockchain. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of music as well lately too. Recently made an album and all that. So that uses AI, but I'm also using real instruments and blending it back in. So that's kind of the future that I see of that. But I would like to get more physical, strictly physical things out there, and like starting to sell prints on my website.
Okay. Nick Frisky, how about we show everybody your work of art, your featured work of art. Let's bring that up and explore that a little bit more. Okay. I did see a lot of music on your profiles, so that was interesting to see. Frisky. Okay. You were the animation with the music. Okay. Frisky, let me switch some screens around here for a second. Let me bring this up full screen and full vertical. What am I going to do here? Am I going to do it like this? Yeah, let's do it like this, and then that could see. And no, if I make that strong. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this full screen. Nick, give me 40 seconds to play this for everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, let's bring this all up. There we go. All right. Let's open this up. Let's have this playing while we play it without the. Yes, we can. Awesome. You don't really see blending in AI that well. So very nice blending between pieces and segments. Why don't you talk a little bit about how you created this? And I'm gonna assume that the music behind it was also you as well.
Correct.
Go ahead. Take it.
Yeah.
Take it, Nick.
Yeah, the song is from my album, Martial Prowess. That's available on all music streaming platforms. It's in the link in my bio for Instagram and Twitter. But it felt fitting. And so Steve said, something monster themed, and I had recently got back into watching horror, and I went through all the It series, and I thought that would be perfect to make it come alive and still have that really gritty, grainy, analog, old worn film type of thing. And there's a couple of programs that I was using that handled it really well. And I liked the fact that you could see the makeup kind of stay somewhat consistent, but the face shifts, and that weird uncanny ability that AI has to create something that comes to life, but also moving and staying somewhat consistent is kind of hard. So I ended up using, I think, 3 different image to video programs: Luma, Kling, and Minimax. Just little 4-second clips, and spliced them all together using the end frame as the start frame so that it transitions fluidly, at least somewhat fluidly. There's some glitch effects that I added in there with CapCut as my go-to video editor, and then put that little analog TV frame around it to make it feel like a type of video you'd find at the second location.
I am a huge fan of CapCut. I used to be an editor for, so I used to edit films, music videos in the cinema world. And I've seen editing, and I've seen editing apps come such a long way. And I know how much time I used to spend on After Effects and doing transitions, and now CapCut. Some of those templates are like mind-blowing. The magic you can do, especially if you're not an editor or you're not well versed with After Effects. So and I'm noticing the glitching to the soundtrack as well. So that's seeing some video and hearing about CapCut. All my spaces, I tell everybody, get on CapCut, get on CapCut.
Seriously.
Yeah, such a powerhouse of an app, that CapCut, and opens up so many different ways for you to promote your art and promote your work. Is this part of the Monster series?
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
Okay.
Absolutely. Best collection on the blockchain. Go and get them.
All right. We're gonna bring all these pieces. We're gonna bring all these pieces up for everybody towards the end of the show. We'll bring up the whole Monster collection towards the end of the show. Nick, how can people find more of your art? How can they reach out to you? How can they contact you? Maybe give them a little. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I'm most active on Twitter. So it's at Frisky Foxtrot, all one word. Same as on Instagram. Post a little bit different content there, more video clips and reels. The big one that I'm trying to push is my YouTube, youtube.com/@FriskyFoxtrot. There, if you like quality, if you're a detail maxi, that's where you go for the 4K full experience. And a lot of music videos and breakbeat remixes I've been putting up there. Some breakcore remixes, and just it's kind of like my sketchbook is how I think of the YouTube. Some stuff I take a lot of time and really care about, but a lot of it is just random ideas. But it's all different media on YouTube than you'll find on Twitter. If you wanted to reach out for any commission work or anything like that, Twitter would be the best. Twitter DMs.
Okay, hang on. I'm having a little trouble bringing up the YouTube. Let me make sure I got this right. I know you sent the link. Yeah, can you hear? You good?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I know you dropped the link to the YouTube in here. Where is that link? Okay, I got it. I got your YouTube.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it. Okay. Let me. Okay. Let's close this. Oh, where did it go? Where did you go? There we go. Okay. Okay, let me show everybody real quick everything. All right, guys, this is his. Let me make sure they can see everything. Yes. Okay, so this is his X. This is Nick's X, Frisky Foxtrot. You can Frisky Foxtrot. This is also his. Yeah, this is also his Instagram right here. Let me move this over a little so everybody could see this correctly. Okay, and then YouTube, which he would like to promote. So now you guys see all three major ways to get in touch with him. But X is you said X was yeah. Okay, so
Yeah.
X is the best way if you want a commission. You want to why am I drawing a blank? Collaboration, commission, contact. This is the best way to get in touch with him. All right, Nick, let me bring you back up. Let me expand the screen here. Let me move everything back to normal. And okay, good. All right. Nick, before we leave, sounds like you might have some inspiration in you as well, especially when it comes to all of the parents out there, right? That maybe don't think they have time to create art or get back into the art. Maybe you could drop some words of advice, some inspiration for everybody out there. And why don't you take it from here, Nick? Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So I have a blended family with my girlfriend. I've got 5 kids. So if I can do it, you can too. We don't need the excuses. If you have a passion, fucking do it. All right. Having had multiple near-death experiences and all this type of shit, find your passion and do it, whatever it is. If you don't have the time, make the time. Make other sacrifices, because that's what life is about. And finding your happiness and chasing that is what's most important. So, if I can do it with 5 kids that are in 3 simultaneous sports, you can do it too. Trust me. Like, you'll find the time if you actually want it. So let's get it.
Not only that, Nick, but the near life-death experiences as well. That's a nice touch there. Clearly, don't waste time. Get started. And so, great words right there. Nick, I want to say thank you for coming on the show. I want to say thank you for being a part of this. I appreciate you coming on and sharing that. Very inspirational. A lot of times I feel like people make a lot of excuses, but I think if everybody broke down that, especially on this show, a lot of you guys have families. A lot of you guys have different responsibilities, as well as focusing on your art careers as well. So no excuses. Man. So where was I? Right. I wanted to say thank you for coming on the show. I want to say congratulations for being part of the show, especially the work of art and the feature. I appreciate you coming on and sharing your thoughts, your inspiration with us. Thank you very much, man.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, guys, let me bring back the main screen. Let me bring back everything. We have one more artist to go. Dennis coming up next. Yeah. All right, guys, hang on. Let me bring this up. All right. So you can find more of Nick at Frisky Foxtrot, FriskyFoxtrot. Like you guys saw, you could see him on his Instagram, X, and YouTube. And he's trying to push his YouTube. All right, let's bring Danny up. We got Danny. All right. Why did I say Dennis? Sorry about that. Let me make sure everything's set over here. There's just a lot going on my end. Okay, we're good. We're good here. Danny's here. We're good here. Okay. Our next artist up. Let's bring him on. Danny, say hello to everybody.
What's up, Mark? How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Welcome to the show. Anybody who has a kid called Beast as his main, and I think I think I might have saw you commenting and being part of that Kid Called Beast show. But good tastes. Danny, why don't you take a couple minutes, introduce yourself, introduce your art, give us a brief history about you, and take it from here. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, I grew up like always kind of drawing with a pencil and color pencils and stuff. And about 10 years ago, I just kind of picked up a paintbrush and started playing with acrylic paint and learning how to do everything just kind of with a group of friends, and all of us just kind of painting in the room together and kind of learning our own mistakes. And we kind of just kind of taught each other how to do it by one painting at a time, and I feel like I was just kind of spent the last little few years collecting all these paintings that I have been doing. And when NFTs came around, it was like a really cool way to share my artwork, with everybody in a different way. That's been, a really exciting way to like connect with new people. And, like, I've done a couple like shows before, but it's nothing like being on the internet and sharing it with a whole different with people from all around the world. So this has been like really exciting, and meeting all these people in the room, and everybody has just been a great time on Twitter.
Steve mentioned, I'm pretty sure it was Steve who mentioned, I think it was Steve. It might have been Vicky. I'm not sure. But someone mentioned that the transition for you sound like you were physical, then transitioning into this digital world. And so interesting hearing some of the other information that how is that how is that transition for you? Because here you are creating physical pieces, and now you got to take digital pics, and that is probably what you're selling. And also interesting that you will be raffling now I remember. You'll be raffling off the physical from everybody who picks up the digital. Yeah, it's a little bit of a different protocol from maybe galleries or a physical art world. But you seem to be navigating pretty well. Did you find the transition, over the time, or maybe
it definitely takes a lot of time.
Go ahead,
Like I definitely kind of spent a lot of time, working, like trying to see how many of my one-on-ones would sell, and then trying to do like editions. And I've kind of bounced around on Polygon and Ethereum and Bitcoin. I've been on the ordinals, just tried to bounce around and do a little bit of everything. And but no, with this most recent collection, I was just like found a way to like do something on a smaller canvas. And I figured, that's like the hardest thing, trying to find a way to put one of these bigger pieces in the mail. So this most recent collection, I thought it would be cool to do it on something small, and it would be easier for me to put it in a mailbox and add that as a physical piece for the collection. I thought it would be a really cool way to kind of add a little bit of something new, because like I said, not everybody is doing a physical piece. A lot of people are still working on their computer, and it's a way to show that I'm actually have physical behind it. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah, I do know what you mean. Coming from, I'm a physical guy myself. I'm going to move over here. I'm going to show everybody what we have been talking about for the last few minutes. Let's hang on. Let's bring up your work of art. All right. I'm going to, interesting, because I saw you post in the thread your work of art. And when I saw it, it reminded me of something, which I'll talk about. I want you to describe it first, but hang on. Let me bring this up. Okay, here we are. And I want to remind people. Let me switch the screens around. Yeah. Ooh. There we go. Okay. I want to remind everybody that this is a physical, but Danny, why don't you go ahead and why don't you talk about, how it was created, a little bit about your process and the inspiration behind it. Go ahead. Why don't you take it from there, Danny?
Sure. So this is it's definitely one of my favorite monsters. You know, when we came through thinking of doing monsters, there's so many things you could think of. It took me a week to kind of go through. I was going through Google and I found this picture on Google with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre as like maybe a black and white one, and I was like, man, I don't know, I just kind of like this one, and I found like a different one with a little bit more color. It was the same picture, and I was like, I'm gonna work with this and see how it works. And yeah, I don't know. It's just I just thought I had did this pretty quick. I did about probably in about a week. I mean, I went back and forth and did a couple layers on it, but the finishing touch was that little red mark on the hand, you know, like the bloody handprint. And, you know, like we were all in the group chat and someone was like, you know, that'd be really cool with the bloody print on it. And I was like, oh, hold on, let me go do this. I don't get my hands bloody. And I fucking just like grabbed the canvas, you know. But yeah, it's this collection we did. It was definitely something that I'm not always. I like having like an idea. Sometimes we run out of ideas, and to do collaborations, it's really exciting to kind of see what people all do at the end. You know, like I didn't know what half the people or half the artwork looked like until we minted it. You know, and then when you go and look at it, you're like, oh man, this whole collection is badass. You know.
Physical. Right, and then the blood on the frame cracks me up because you brought the painting out of the frame, right? So that is, I think, personally, an extremely great touch. You know, because I almost feel like it was Leatherface himself admiring the work of art, you know, of himself as he was. You know, I don't know, as he was, you know, doing his thing with the chainsaw. Have you ever, and it would surprise me if you didn't, but it's a little video clip that floats around on the internet of an artist. He does frame painting, but he adds a little bit more to the artwork as well. I think he did a piece with Star Wars where he shot a laser at the corner of the frame, but he then chipped out. And you know what? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I'm not too sure exactly who you're talking about now.
Okay. All right.
I'll have to see.
So
I'll look at.
Yeah. So this piece, you know, I always admired his ability to bring the art out of the frame. And, you know, if there was a guy falling out of the frame, the whole piece would be cracked and blown out. And so you have accomplished the same thing, right? Because when I'm looking at this, I'm saying the only thing this is missing is like maybe a chainsaw cut or something, you know, in the frame or something where, you know, you took a chainsaw and put a mark in it, right? And I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, I wonder if he had any inspiration from this other artist. But ever since I saw this work of art, I wanted to tell you that. It's just, you know, I feel like it falls in the same. And I thought that was so creative, the stuff that he was creating. So I wanted to tell you, I thought this was very creative how you brought it out of the frame. You know, most people leave the artwork in the frame, and you gave it a whole brand new meaning, especially from the blood.
No, because look, it went from just being without no frame, and I have that picture. I had that frame being used on a different picture, and I was like, nah, hold up. I need to see what this will look like with the gold frame. And they put the gold frame on it, and I shared it with the chat, and everybody's like, but someone had mentioned put some blood splatter, and I was like, oh, hold up, I got this. So yeah, the gold frame came out of nowhere as a bonus, and then that gold handprint was like, and that blood splatter was like, yep, that was the finishing touch, you know.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I feel like Leatherface was like looking at this thing after he just killed somebody. Like, wow, this is me. This is beautiful, you know. And let me hang it on my wall, right? And I think you bringing it out of the frame gives it so much more personality. So whoever gave you that advice, kudos to them. But and not only that, but you got your camera fixed. So you guys are definitely, without a doubt, a community that you guys bring a lot to each other. Okay, Danny, really quick, how can people find more of your art? What's the best way to contact you? How could they reach out to you? Give us all that.
More likely I'd be like reachable on X. I'm on Twitter every day of the week, so if you want to reach out to me on Twitter, that'd probably be the best bet. There's a there's a LinkedIn, I think, profile in my profile link. So there's a couple other places you could find my other artwork, but if you're looking for me, you want to reach out to me. My DMs are always open, and you can contact me on Twitter.
All right. I have your X open. I'm going to open up your link tree. I know you are on a bunch of different places. You could check out his projects, Polygon, OpenSea, Object, Gamma. Let's bring you up on... Yeah, I have you over here as well. Hang on, Danny, be getting it. Okay. I'm going to bring you up over here on IG so you guys can see his IG. You see more of his art on his IG, more of his physicals on his IG. Looks like a lot of different art going on. His link tree, guys, and then, of course, this is his X. You know, and anybody with a kid called Beast is good in my book, Danny. Good project, good tastes. So, guys, this is how you reach out to him. This is how you can connect with him. Danny, I'm going to reset the screens a little bit here. Let's get back to this. Let's bring you back up. Full guest, double guest. Double guest. Okay. Danny, you are the last artist. Futon, you're the last artist to close out. Some inspirational words. Let me make sure I set the camera back here. So.
Oh man, like really, man, like just like it's really easy to like try to. I mean, it's really easy to see somebody else winning and try to compare yourself to there because you've been there as long as they have or something. Just try not to compare yourself to somebody else and enjoy what you're doing instead of trying to do what somebody else is doing because it was just their lucky day, man. You're gonna have your day too. Just keep on working hard and stay creating. You know, that's what I'm here for.
Danny, I want to say thank you for taking your time coming on the show, sharing words of inspiration, sharing your artwork, sharing your process, and also a brief history about you. I appreciate it very much. So many people are not quick to jump in on the video and, being part of the show, but 7 artists today. Wow. And you closing out. So it's been such an exciting time, but I want to say congratulations on the show. You guys had a great show. There's a lot going on during this show, but it was a pleasure for all you guys to come on and share your art, share your inspiration, and I appreciate it very much, Danny. I look forward to getting to know all you guys in the future, and keeping an eye on your art. It will be interesting to see how all you guys evolve. But thank you very much, bro.
Thank you for having us, and I'll definitely be. I got you. I'm following you now, and make sure I fucking get into more spaces with you. And I appreciate your help today, man.
You're very welcome, man. I love artists. I love everything about art, and anything that I could do to bring attention to you guys, I will do. So I appreciate it. Thanks for coming on the show. All right. Okay, guys. So that is our 7 artists from FCW. We're running a little longer than expected, but it happens. But you guys got to meet all 7 artists. That was Danny, who was Futon 2X. So you can check him out at PHUTON 2 times 2X. Okay. All right. That is the most stressful part of the show for me. But now that we got everybody up, let's bring up our community manager one more time. Where is he? Steve. Let's bring Steve up. There we go. I love the fact that you guys crushed it, Steve. Where are you? Steve, you guys, outside of one other show, all the times we've done this show, we've probably logged I think we've done this show about 16 times now. And only 2 times we had everybody present. You had 7 artists present, and they all crushed it. And what a great show! And I can't believe we're back. What I say, an hour and 45 minutes. We're about hour and a half, hour and 45. Yeah, and back here chatting with you. So you, it's a great community, and it's nice to see everybody, here. And what a great show. You guys, I think, are the 3rd show to have all the artists here and present.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Usually we have a fill-in, or somebody can't make it, or somebody just wants to do voice. But another great show from beginning to end. Steve, before I ask you for your closing words, closing track from all you guys, why don't we hit the computer one last time? Why don't we show everybody the Monsters collection, and then we'll let everybody know. Yeah, let's definitely do that, because a lot of these guys, the links, right? I wanted to show the links to this artwork, but then I started realizing everybody is part of the Monster collection. So we're gonna bring that up, and we're gonna show everybody in a second. Hang on, let me switch these screens around one last time, and there we go. All right, let me bring this down. Let me bring this back. All right, let's, okay, we have X, we have this. Let's close this. Okay, I'm going to need, I don't know, maybe I did it, the link for the Monsters collection. Is it on Object?
It's on Magic Eden is where you could find it.
It's on Magic Eden. Let's
and Vicky had just dropped it. If you're watching on X, Vicky just dropped it in the chat on X. I could drop it in our.
No, I got it. I got it.
You got it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wanted to bring your page up next to you while I let's see. Okay, there it is.
Nice.
Eden, excellent. Thank you. I got to tell you, you guys were on the chats. You guys were
we're lighting it up.
Holy shit, you guys did a great job with those chats. As everywhere I'm going, I'm seeing comments. Facebook even got active on us today. Did I switch back this camera? No, I'm screaming from an empty seat. Hang on. I need you guys to see my my energy. So even on even Facebook got active today, and so comments everywhere. IG, X. You guys, great. Let me tell you, did a great job with that. Okay, Magic Eden. You're gonna have to have patience with me, because let's open up this. This is the first time I think I'm on Magic Eden, surfing around, taking a look. So I have the. Let's see, what's the best way to show this? No, that was the best way to show it. Okay. With the squares, right?
Yeah, it looks good.
Okay, so I have the collection up, and I have the collection for everyone to see. Let's talk a little bit about the collection, and then we're going to ask you for some inspirational words, and we're going to have everybody say goodbye at the same time. And, go ahead. Let's talk about the collection.
Really, if you're someone who comes to our shows, especially the Tuesday show that we do, it's a bunch of different topics that we always talk about: art, NFTs, collectibles. Horror is always somehow part of our show. We ask each other if we've watched any cool horror movies lately, stuff like that. So it kind of came from around October. We really go in the weeds with horror stuff. And the idea came around October. I think we dropped it in November. And we all just wanted to create our favorite version of a movie monster, and it was just like that. So, we just figured out what would be the coolest way to drop it, and to attach physical art pieces to it, so people could actually not just own the NFT, but have a chance to own a piece of physical art as well. And I'm just blown away by the different styles that everybody has come together and created. It's just all really cool stuff on there. So, almost no matter what you grab on there, there's physical attachment to it. So it's been awesome to see. And like, I think Frisky said it, or Danny said it, he didn't even see all of the art until it dropped. Like, we were sharing it with each other, but it wasn't like ideas or sketches before it was complete. And then boom, we just dropped it all, and had a lot of fun just seeing it come to life. And it's on base. As far as the chain, it's on base. There's 10 editions, I believe, of each one. And I think they're like, what, Vicky, am I wrong? $6-7 equivalent per piece, something like that.
You guys can open up your mics and talk now. We listen. We made it to the end. We did our jobs. Everybody can breathe easy. This is the end of the show. So don't be afraid to open up and say hi.
Great job, guys.
6 bucks. Was it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's about that. And as far as the physicals, once each piece that has a physical attached to it, once it sells out, the raffle will be ran for each person who owns one of those 10 editions, and then the name will be generated, and that person's going to win the physical. And that's how we're going to do it for each of those physical attachments to each NFT.
A very creative way of, and especially you definitely tapped into you guys as artists and as a community, because you took advantage of the physicals, and not only did you take advantage of the physicals, but you also included a raffle, a tent, which creates excitement. The 10, it makes everybody, as far as you're not buying one and you got it. You gave 10 different people the opportunity, which is going to create a lot of excitement as well in this collection. To know too that possibly, let me ask you a question: does every piece have a physical, or how does that?
No, it was open to everybody, whoever wanted to do it. So I think we're at like 5 or 6 of those have physical attachments to them. I know the one you're looking at now, that's Uka Swaka. He has a physical attached to it. There you go, a mug. You're gonna win a nicely designed Uka Swaka original art piece mug right there.
I'm curious I'm curious to know if people will pick up the works with physicals, or like this is very intriguing.
I know,
me, right? How this is all gonna work. Okay. There was one more thing I'm missing. Oh yeah, that's right. Talk a little bit about your spaces, where people can find you, where people can reach out to you. I'm gonna bring up your Twitter. I got your Twitter next to you right now.
Cool.
Give people an idea of the best way to. Yeah, go ahead.
Just stay in touch. Follow everybody who's been up here on the panel talking about their art. Follow me. I do a show every Tuesday. Vicky does a show Wednesdays. Bibi does a show Tuesday. Monday. Wick has a show. Danny has a show. We post reminders all the time. So if you're following all of us, you'll see the reminders that are on the timeline, and just tap in. We've all got really cool stuff going on now or in the future. I got Garbage Pail Kids coming out February 14th. Dropping My Cousin Creep on the 14th as well, and then I'll be working with Gary V's V Friends, trading cards for tops as well. So we're all doing really cool shit, and we're gonna keep doing it. We've said it even before 2025 started that we felt like this is gonna be a banner year for FCW, and it's already starting to pick up, and it's awesome to see everybody here. And this is only a piece of FCW, by the way. We have so many people with so many different talents. It's just stay in touch with all of us, and you'll see the others trickle through as well.
It's been an exciting time getting to know 7 of you guys, and so I'm sure your artist roster is sparkling. I will say that. You guys definitely have a lot of unique and interesting artists that are all a part of you. I'm happy to see all you guys still hanging out on the show. Let's see, knocking on the door to get back in. I think we have, hang on. I think,
No.
We got metal coming in.
Yes.
All right.
Either way.
Oh yeah, is everybody here? We got everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Everyone but metal, I think.
Oh, I think
Where is he?
Yeah, he said he's knocking on the door to get back in, but we don't see you.
Oh.
Where are you, Scott?
I see him on the list of like. Wait, no, I don't. Huh.
So
I don't know.
all right, let's. Yeah, I don't see you either. Okay, hang on, Scott. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do it the same way we did it last time. There is a little code here. All right, I'm gonna drop the code in DMs. All you gotta do is go to Google Meets and punch that code in, and that should bring you right into, yeah, okay. Guys, hang on. Well, no, wait, Steve. We gotta end on some inspirational words by you, and then all you guys need to hang on. So let me reset everything here, and then all you guys need to hang on while I close out the show, and then hang on, let me bring you up. There you go. We'll lock you in, and then we'll close out on a song, a track. I'll close out, and then we'll have all you guys say goodbye. Okay, and we got a space schedule as well. Oh, look at this. Okay, we should.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you. Who put that? Vicky put that?
Yes, she did. Yeah. Let's
on it.
Yes, she is. Let's bring that up as well. Hang on. I'm just going to bring this up on screen right now. So, guys, this is the Spaces schedule where you can find all these guys. Let's open this up nice and big for everybody to see. Yeah. So let me switch this. Thank you. Thank you very much. This was good. Okay. So you guys could see Monday is Bibi Space. Tuesday, you got Wick. And then they have their community show and Chaos Coin Club. Wednesday is Vicky's show. Thursday is Chaos Coin Club again. Friday, Uka has a little art share in the morning. And then Sunday, you can find Danny Futon on Sundays. So nice. You guys got a lineup and everything. I'm impressed. You guys did very well. Very well. Looking forward to seeing the site and how you guys evolve. Yes. All right. Let me make sure we're all set. Everything's good to go. Yeah. No, I got to bring back full guest. There we go. Okay. Steve.
He's back.
Before we say goodbye to all you guys.
Yep.
Your moment of inspiration, and before we close out the show and get all you guys to wave goodbye, this is your time to share some inspirational thoughts to everybody out there. Who knows? Maybe community leaders, people building communities, or just in general. Yeah, go ahead. Take it from there, man.
I think there was a common theme that kind of flowed through this where people put art away for a while and this space kind of reinvigorated them. I want everybody to always stay creative, even when you're struggling. Find a way to be creative, and find people, like-minded people. It's hard to get through this whole thing by yourself. When you find people that you genuinely are attracted to in this space, really hold on to that, because it's super important. You'll learn from other people. Don't think you know everything, because you don't. You're always going to learn from individuals from different walks of life. It's just the way it is here. And be a good person. Don't be a dickhead. Just be a good person. And if you're a jerk, go shit in a hat and wear it. And don't go to the second location. For God's sake, don't go to the second location. And that's about it. Stay connected.
You guys are funny. You crack me up. Yeah, if you see plastic on the floor, run. All right. I'm going to close out the show. I need 2 minutes. One last question. You guys got a choice of song to close out on?
I don't think we agreed on one, but wait, can I just say it would be fitting because it always reminds me of Uka Swaka if we did People Are Strange by The Doors, and it's kind of fitting.
Yeah, it's kind of our anthem.
That's
I was
perfect.
gonna say you might want to find Frisky's version of his little remix of my karaoke version on.
Yeah.
I think Dave should just sing it live. I mean, this will be his live.
All right. Well, you guys, we got to decide. But before we do, let me close out the show. I'll be right back. Give me 2 minutes just to close out the show. All right, guys. So I have a little bit of talking to do here and a little bit of thanking. The first off is I don't think if Josh EIT, my boy Josh, Echo Foxtrot Tango over there. So I don't think if Josh would have pointed out Steve, I don't know if any of this would have evolved this way. I'm sure I would have come across these guys at some point in time, but it evolved much faster when when Josh pointed me in the direction of Steve. And that's how, I got a chance to meet Steve, see his work, do a feature. Big shout out because he also pointed out Uka as well. And then it was that kind of led me into this, which got me to know Wick and Acid and now all of these guys who are FCW, Freaks, Creeps, and Weirdos. Also, a big shout out to Sketch and Shira and the super community because these guys, it's just not me behind the scenes. I'm doing a lot here for the show, but these guys have not only brought together so many great communities in one spot, so many great shows have come out of the super community, and it's so nice to have these guys a part of that in terms of being just a united NFT world of artists, which I think is great. And it's given me the chance to meet so many great people. So the super community has really been going above and beyond, uniting, as Sketch would say, the world. So that's nice to see. And then also I want to give a big shout out to Steve himself for helping us out and putting together the show and bringing it all together. And I wanted to thank everybody and get everybody their shout outs. Okay. Now that I did that, you guys had a chance to meet FCW, Freaks, Creeps, and Weirdos. This is the third show we had with all the artists, so it was a very good time. We went a little over, but that's okay, especially when it comes to art. So it was great to meet all of these guys, all 7 of these guys, as artists. And not to mention, Steve has quite a display of art as well. And so you could check out more of Steve's art on his personal show, as well as Uka's personal show, which we will attach at the end. So with that all being said, it was a pleasure having all of these guys on. And okay, so the end of the week, 2 shows left. Our HOP Spotlight on Friday, 9 to 11 will be Alina. Alina will be coming back on. It's the end of the month, so we're doing a catch-up show, or a what I like to call a show where a recap show, where we go back and check out what one of our guests from the very beginning of HOP, when it started back in June. HOP's been here for 8 years, but it first came to X in 2024. And so when I brought it to X, I saw a whole world of artists, and I said, you know what? I think it's going to have a nice home here. It's going to do well here. And well, it has done. We've had so many great artists on. And so from time to time, I love to bring back artists from the past. And we'll do a recap show with Alina on Friday and find out what she's up to and what she's doing. Check out more of her latest art. and we'll see her. Also, 1 o'clock, our only space. This is only in 2 spaces. Tuesday with Sketch and Shira, and then Friday with Alina and Sun, all co-hosts. TGIF. And so I think the reason I love these community shows is because the theme is always the same. It's a bunch of friends, a bunch of artists that became friends through spaces, through like-minded places, and they all attracted each other, and now they all support and inspire each other. And I don't think I don't think anyone can inspire an artist like another artist can, because we all kind of going down the same path, especially when it comes to creating art, the inspiration for creating it, people, purchasing it, selling it, us having to talk about it. Artists don't like to talk about their art much. So I know how much work and stress and, I just know what it takes to come on the show and talk about your art, especially in spaces as well. It took me 8 months to actually speak for the first time. So these community shows bring so much to the table. And right now, another great community. They didn't have a chance to be part of the Super Community Gallery, but I have a feeling we might be seeing them in the next one. So on that note, that's Friday. HOP and then TGIF. And that's my crew. TGIF, we just sit and talk shit. That's all we do. We go through the week. We make sure everybody's cool, everybody's good. We do art updates. We check out platforms. We don't really show that much. We're just a bunch of friends that hang out and, end the week in a very positive and fun way. Okay, I'm going to bring these guys up. That's the show. I appreciate everybody for tuning in and watching. I think we probably tapped out somewhere, about 3 hours. Yeah, so by the time we create up. But nonetheless, what a great show, especially with all these guys. Let me bring them up to say goodbye. It wouldn't be right if we didn't get them all up here to say goodbye. I'm out of this. I'm done. My job is done. So we're going to bring up People Are Strange. When you're a stranger, faces look awkward. When you're alone. All right, guys. I'm gonna let's see. Yeah, here we go. Nope, it's the screen. I'm looking
it's in the chat. Play the one from in the chat.
Oh yeah, the one in the chat would be the best.
Frisky had me do some lyrics, and he like remixed it, and it's kind of funny.
All right, let's bring it up from chat. Let's see, 238. Yeah.
And there's an amazing video that goes along with it. So.
All right. What we're gonna do is, should we start it? How am I gonna bring it up and have you guys say goodbye? Oh, you know what? I know how I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna split the screen. I'm gonna put you guys on one side. I'm gonna put this on the other side. And I don't think we're gonna have any copyright issues. I'm gonna bring you guys back to normal. We're gonna open this up and then we're gonna let it rip. And in tune of that, we're gonna let all you guys say goodbye. Okay, so guys, now's the time to say goodbye.
Stay weird, stay creepy, stay freaky.
Thanks for kicking it with everybody. Let's go. FCW.
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks, Mark. I'll take Wick's line. Do something for yourself today. Do something to smile today.
Right. Thanks, Mark. It was a great time. I love it, man. Just always a great time. Thanks, Mark.
You're welcome, guys. Who are we missing? Bibi, say goodbye.
Yes, it was amazing. It was really amazing. So yeah, I enjoy and love you guys. Thank you.
Derek.
Yeah, man. Time flies when you're having fun. Thanks for everything. Always good to hang out with everybody.
Vicky.
Thanks so much for having us. It's been a blast. And I love my crew. They're the best in Web3.
Did we get everybody? Frisky, did you say goodbye to everybody?
Yeah. I'd use Wick's line.
All right.
Scott.
Oh yeah.
Guys, it's been a pleasure. Great show. And I'll see you guys on the next one, huh? I have a feeling a lot of spotlight shows are coming your way, but great shows, guys. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
All right, guys, that's FCW. You can check out all of their artwork. What am I looking for? I'm looking for something really quick. I'm looking for. We might have to play this twice. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Might have to play this again. I think we're going to. There we go. See you guys on the next show.
People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. Streets are rough. Strange faces come out of the rain when you're strange. No one remembers your name when you're strange. When you're strange, when you're strange. People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. Streets are uneven when you're down. When you're strange, faces come out of the rain. When you're strange, no one remembers your name. When you're strange, when you're strange, when you're strange. Alright,
You guys on the next show.
when you're strange, faces come out of the rain. When you're strange, no one remembers your name. When you're strange.
Hang on. Hang on. It's just not a show if we don't do shout outs. Let me say hello to everybody out there really quick. We're going to put this on pause 1 second. I almost forgot to give shout outs. Good to see all you guys in the box. Yana, thank you for tapping in. All right. Rama, thank you for tapping in. Good to see you. Thank you for supporting. We got to do shout outs. Sketch, thank you for dropping in. Thank you for dropping in. You guys definitely had the comments covered. XLab2DA, thank you for stopping in. Thank you for dropping in. Thank you for supporting and being part of the show. Nunchuck, thank you for stopping in, being part of the show. Thank you very much. Thank you for supporting. Let's see, we got everybody. I hope I don't miss anyone. There's a lot of comments here. These guys were active today. Tara, thank you for stopping in. Good to see you, Tara. Thank you for supporting. Appreciate it. Appreciate all the support out there from all you guys. Let's see. We got everybody. Frisky. Vicky. Metal. Good. Linked. Good to see you, Linked. I think we got everybody. We miss anybody? No, I don't think we miss anybody. So eventually, this is going to get harder and harder to do. I hope I didn't miss anybody. You guys got a lot of comments in here. Let's see. You guys definitely understood the mission. What do we got? I don't want to miss anybody. Nunchuck. Sketch. All right, Sketch. We got this guy. All right. Oh, Victor. Thank you for stopping in. Good to see you, Victor. Thank you for supporting the show. Tara, we got. I think that's everybody. We got everybody. We do. I'm afraid to go over to IG. No, Chaos. Thank you for tuning in. Good to see you, Chaos. Thank you for stopping in and saying hello. Yeah. This is important. It's important to give you guys shout outs, especially when you come in and support. I appreciate that. And I'm sure everybody part of the show appreciates that too. Okay, hang on. I'm afraid to look on Instagram. Okay. Woo. Michelle, Udafa, Maga, Wick. Oh, Wick. NF. Yeah, well, Rainbow. Oh, Rainbow. Thank you for stopping in. Good to see you, Rama. Rainbow. Oh, Rainbow. Nice to see you, Rainbow. And thank you for the opportunity to be in your book, Hendrix. Thank you for stopping in, Vicky. I am Jay. Thank you for stopping in. Oh yeah, Wick is Art Nas. Thank you for stopping in, Art Nas. Very good. Hip hop. Cute, creepy. That's you. NFC. Cute. Mustafa. Thank you for stopping in. Seendorf. Thank you for stopping in. M Harness. Thank you for stopping in. Wick, man, thank you for being part of the show. You're going to have a spotlight show yourself. Merlin, thank you for stopping in. Shiri, thank you for stopping in. Rama, active in the chat. Good to see you, Rama. Rama likes the chats too. Shira, thank you. Yeah, okay, she got it. Pro Shot, thank you for stopping in. There's going to come a point where I can't do this anymore. This is getting... we are. This is a good show. This was a good show for IG guys. You guys had IG rocking. You had X rocking. Very good. You guys understood the assignment. Great job. You guys had X rocking. Rob, thank you for stopping in. All right, I think we got everybody covered. We got everybody. Huda Saka show is on Monday night. Thank you for stopping in. Luco, thank you for stopping in. And oh my gosh, you guys had a lot of activity. Oh my goodness. Good job. You guys had chats covered. You had everything covered. If I missed you, Art of Nafis, thank you for stopping in. Arozo, thank you for stopping in and supporting. Wow, you guys got a lot of love, got a lot of action. Life is a good dream. Thank you for stopping in. All right. I think we have it all covered. Facebook. Wow. I'm not going to be wow. Facebook. Ooh, you guys had it going everywhere. Miguel, thank you for stopping in. Katarina, thank you for stopping in. Rodna, thank you for stopping in. We got everybody covered. Hopefully, Veli, thank you for stopping in. All right. I just wanted to cover that. It's important to show love. I'll see all you guys on the next show. Peace.
People are strange when you're a stranger.
Great show, guys. See you guys later.
When you're alone.
Thank you, Mark. Take care, guys.
You guys
You all
are
did
very
awesome.
welcome.
Thanks, man. See you later.
Thank you. This was awesome. See ya.
Thanks, dude. Later.
Good guys. Great job.
No one remembers your name. When you're strange, when you're strange, when you're strange. People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alive. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. Streets are uneven when you're down. When you're strange, faces come out of the rain.
Michael, you're eating maggots, Michael. Maggots. That was a damn good show. See everybody on the next one. Peace.